Alrighty, folks, we are officially live in the flesh for the first time in a month. And so I wanted to start this out by saying I have been in Italy for 2 weeks. And over that time, I've been on different time zones and I've been seeing all these changes that have been happening with the greater credit card world, more specifically the Amex Platinum card. And unfortunately, on the day that it actually was going to be refreshed, the 18th, so I guess 2 days ago, I was actually flying home at that time. So basically, I was actually up when everyone else was up at like 10 in the morning my time when the platinum card actually refreshed at like I think it was like 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So it was like 8:30 here, and I was like, man, I want to be there for it, and I just couldn't. I absolutely just couldn't, just because. Let me see if I can fix this little streak here. Oh Lord, I couldn't because I unfortunately was boarding the planes that have terrible Wi-Fi. I mean, I really expected, Emirates or Lufthansa business to have some high level Wi-Fi at least to be able to, I don't know, do something from it, but there's nothing I could do whatsoever. But one thing that I found while reading everybody's comments and sitting on the sidelines and actually reading some comments from the video I posted as well is I realized while one, I also put the stance forward that I was like, I think the platinum card is still the best now with the new revamp and everything. But I was thinking about it a little bit less yesterday, and I was thinking, I see a lot of people mentioning like, oh, there's no comparison between the platinum and the sapphire reserve, and I don't know. I really do think that there actually might be. Obviously, there's like way more similarities than not, but I actually think that I don't know, the value back that is possible through the sapphire reserve could, in some cases, beat the platinum card, but I know that's controversial to say, but I just wanted to go through it a little bit. I thought it was interesting. But first, oh my God, it's been so long. It's been so long. It was too long of a trip, to be honest. And I'm sure we're gonna be talking about Italy as well because it was a big one. But I think I wanted to do like a full video. I don't have too much time today, but I figured I could make some time and get back into the swing of things. Derek, what's up, Anthony? What's going on? Derek, Mike, Anthony, what's going on, Mike? Eduardo, Amex Platinum is way better than CSR. There's no competition. See, like that's what I'm saying. Like I see that out there, but I do think there is competition, though. I really do think, if you think about it, there might be a little bit more competition than you would imagine. Mike Newland, good afternoon, everyone. What's going on, Mike? What's popping? Tushar, hey, Anthony, hope you have a great trip. Appreciate that. Much appreciated. Remy, welcome back. Thank you very much. Michael, Anthony, please partner with American Express. We need to see this partnership come through. I I don't know, man. I don't think. Oh, I just realized that's why I look so terrible. Look how out of practice I am. I forgot my lights. Damn. I was like, why am I looking so dark? There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Oh my goodness, that was looking terrible. I was like, why do I look so depressed? There we go. There we go. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I say a lot of questionable stuff about Amex in the last few months. I don't think they like me anymore. VG, just use my Lulu credit. I put in an order for a couple of t-shirts. Now, let me know how that is. Like, I want to know. I never shopped at Lululemon. I've seen them out in the wild, but I've yet to actually go into the store. So I want to know what the what can you get there? I've just assumed like it's gym outfits and maybe you can, like, I don't know, if you have a wife or something, get leggings, whatever. But $75 is not bad. It would be nice, like if that amount came on Saks, that actually would be a little bit more usable as far as like Saks pricing and all that. But I think that's pretty interesting. Jesse, welcome back. Hope you had a great vacation. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Much appreciated. Sonic Tonic, stoked for this update, especially since my annual fee hits next week. I'm good for a year. Nice. Grabbing an Aura ring today and doing Resi before end of September, so I could do it again at the end of the year. So yeah, I mean that's great. I did find a comment funny. I think it was in Discord, or maybe I forget, it was a comment or something. But they were like, you get a yearly $200 Aura ring credit now. And I think that's interesting because my wife recently got one, and if we were able to return it, I would have, and then just maybe upgraded to the platinum, and then got the Aura ring. So that, I can't believe that. I don't think there was any rumors that mentioned the Aura ring. I mean, I was out of the loop, but I don't believe I saw that at all. Definitely out of left field. But it's funny because it's like $200 every year. I'm like, yeah, I mean, could you just buy a new Aura ring every single year? And I'm sure, and Amex wouldn't want me here, to hear me say this, but I wouldn't imagine buying them and then just like reselling them every single year, and maybe getting, maybe you can get a lower end model that's 200, or is it actually, I wonder. It's not. Is it just Aura, like as a whole? Like, is it just Aura Ring as a whole, or do you actually have to buy like the latest model or something like that? What do we have here? What's going on? What has changed since I've been gone? All right. So to purchase an Aura Ring at auraring.com each calendar year. So I wonder if I'm going to look at actually the terms here, because I wonder, because if you want the highest end membership with, or I don't know if it's the highest end, but I know it's like $5 a month, something like that. My wife does pay that, but like, why couldn't that of $60 per year or whatever it is, 72 a year, count towards this $200 credit? Does it actually have to be buying a new ring with it? And if so, how would they even know the difference? Let me see if I can look at the terms. Doing this all together. Wow, they put the Oura ring really high up on the list here. Damn. All right, so let's see. So $200 statement credits, charge. Okay, made it online, US website, not valid purchases. Okay, not valid on there. Please out 8 weeks. I don't necessarily think I see. This is all just standard language, like for most of our credits, but it doesn't look like I see anything that has to do with. Um, let's just say, yeah, include Aura Ring purchases made online at US website. I just feel like if it codes towards, like, if it codes as Aura Ring, .com, or whatever it actually says on the credit card statement. I mean, why couldn't that $5.99 or $6.99 membership per month code towards this $200 credit, and then you can kind of just, that'll pay for a third of it every single year, I guess, like $70 in usable value. I would be interested to hear if any of you have, honestly, it's been a couple days. You might have already have some data points on this, but like it says on Aura Ring, but this is like Aura Ring purchases made online at the website. We always try to game things. We always try to figure out the sneakiest way around, but I'm wondering, anybody try that yet? You know, I'm interested. Dana Sparks, Daddy's back. Daddy's back, baby. He saw all of the entirety of Italy, and it was a lot. it was way too much. We started from Milan, go all the way down to Rome, traversed the entire country. It was a lot, and I have a lot of new opinions. Rami, excited for your The View review, man. Honestly, we can probably do that soon. We'll probably do that soon, but it's it's a lot to get out there. I will say. I will say my perception for a lot of different things has changed on this trip. The view, the view is nice. I mean, here, I'll just pull it up. I don't even care. Let's do it. Um, yeah, I know what the stream's supposed to be about, but so the view Lugano, an amazing redemption. Like on paper, an amazing redemption. A really sick hotel, and I'm going to do a whole video on all of this, but really sick hotel, luxury. It's a Michelin key. Um, on the Lugano side, or on the Switzerland side, so it's about a 30-minute drive from Lake Como. We went there. Very expensive to take the taxi there. For via train is much easier. And it was nice, but this hotel really changed my opinions on things, because this hotel is 5-star as you can get. They had, I wonder if I can get some more pictures. I can't pull up my own, unfortunately. It doesn't really work easily, but here's the exact room that I had in Switzerland. Funnily enough, I had 2 nights booked, and I only ended up staying 1, because after doing all those travels and the train rides and the plane and all these different things, I was like, I just want to stay in one location for like more than a day. And that was a planning issue on my part. But to rectify that, I ended up spending an additional 100,000 points and staying 2 nights in Lake Como, and then I just forewent one of my nights in the View Lugano, 130,000 points down the toilet, and then I spent 1 night in this exact room with a little bit worse view than this, but it was pretty much this exact room we were in. And it's a great room. I mean, it's high end. It's they have a lot of switches for the lights. There's obviously the great view. You could sit on the balcony. Crazy like light up shower and everything. This guy actually has a video. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what it looked like, except yeah, the opposite. Like this looks reversed. It was on the other sides, but yeah, this is the exact room that we had. and it was great. But it was the epitome. Wow, he got his girlfriend in there. He, it was the epitome of luxury. Like, it has a Michelin star restaurant on site. We didn't eat there because it's so expensive. They did have a mini lunch place for like a la carte menus, and we did have that with our astounding view. Has a complimentary car, which we did not end up doing because it was too late, and we just didn't want to figure out parking in a foreign place. This looks pretty good too. It's pretty good view, better than the one I had though. And it had a pool. I went in this pool. That's not me, but I was in that pool and all these different things. But so it's the highest level of luxury. But it's it was too luxurious. Like, I've realized that the highest end of this game of hotel game is going to these Michelin keys, and I think there are some nice ones like the one I did in Greece, and I think it was high level but not so much. But this one was so high level and so pristine and proper that it felt like too sterile and almost like it had no soul to it. Like, it was very odd going through there. I thought it was a great property, great view, but it was just so high level that it just felt like, I don't know, it just felt dead. Like, it just felt dead. Obviously, there's so little people there. It was like 16 rooms or something like that, or 23 rooms, I forget. So it's actually not that many people there, but you walk around, it's empty, doesn't feel alive. Everything's perfectly clean and proper. I don't know. It's just like it didn't have as much life as like if you went to like a Waldorf Astoria or a Conrad and something like that. And maybe that's what you're paying for. You're paying for being in a place like that. But another thing was, yeah, the view was great, but it was also like up on a mountain. Like, it's crazy to get up there. The taxi driver got lost on the way up, and you keep spiraling up the mountain just to get that view. And then you realize, like, oh, well, we want to go down to the town because the food here is extremely expensive, obviously, because it's a $1,500 night hotel. What do you expect? But then you have to take a taxi to get back to the town, which is kind of cheap, I guess, like $15. But it is in Swiss francs, so it's a little bit more. It's worse than the dollar, or I mean, I guess more expensive than the dollar, whatever. So it's like, actually like 20 USD to get down the mountain, which is like a 5-minute drive. But I don't know. I think it would be more worth it if you were doing, mm, you know, not Lake Como. Like, if you weren't going to Lake Como from Italy and we just went straight to that hotel, I would say, okay, cool. This was a good time. But I think fitting both of them in was too much. Um, and also, I don't know, we learned that like location matters more to us than anything. And I think that's pretty obvious to some people, but the fact that we were all the way up on the mountain and maybe we don't want to drive in this foreign place, and everything's a taxi right away. It's wasn't as glamorous as I thought it would be. I actually really preferred the Hilton Lake Como over, because you couldn't walk out of the hotel. It's still a high-end hotel, amazing view of the lake, and you could walk to the main, town center of that area. So not to say it was like horrible. I think it was my itinerary. It was my fault on like how to get over there. But again, it was just like, if you're going there just to enjoy the hotel, then cool, because they have a rock salt cave, they have a massage section, they have saunas, they have the huge pool that nobody uses, and they have the Michelin star restaurant. Like, if you got money to spend on the Michelin star, cool. I'm sure it would have been good. The food that we did get there was good as well. But as far as location, it's like you're going there for the hotel. And then, if you got to take a taxi, okay, cool, go to the main town. But you're kind of going there for that. So, there's a lot of things on this trip that made me a little jaded, and there's a lot of things that I think we did really right, and it was a lot of fun, that we'll go into for sure. But the view it's tough. The view is tough for me. It's the location is just so far. It's just so freaking far. However, if you go to Milan and go straight there, the train station goes directly to like 5-minute drive away. Like, there's a stop called the Paradiso stop, a very small train station, and you can get there fairly easily. So if you're just going straight there from Milan, or if you're going from the Switzerland side, yeah, I think it could be worth it. Although I think it just got devalued to like 150K a night. But still, like, the cent per point is crazy. It was like 1.3 cents per point, something insane. We could go more into it if you have questions. Super Sal, what's up, Anthony? Saw you and Spencer met up on your trip. Yes, we did meet up. Me and my wife, him and his girlfriend, we went to we were in Rome, and we went to a restaurant that was out and about. And it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. And it was funny because they had just went to the Coliseum, and another SLH that we did, a small luxury hotel, which was a fantastic one. So that's why it's like, Man, there's two sides to everything. Like, I think if you're gonna do Hilton SLH, this is so many. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But if you're gonna do like SLH, these small luxury hotels with Hilton, because of the Great Central Point, like this View Hotel, um, I think I think ones around the $1,000 price point and less made more sense to me than this one that was like 1,500 and plus so far. Because the one that we did in Rome was like literally you walk out of the hotel, you look to your left, and the Coliseum's right there. Like, it was that close, and that was fantastic. I think that was really good. It was also squeaky clean, but it had a little bit more life and personality to it. So I really loved that, and it was a great location to walk from anywhere. Like, Spencer and his girlfriend just finished the Coliseum, and they walked up the steps, and our hotel was right there, and we just walked from there. Like, it was great. Great to see you, Anthony. Thank you, Sonic. Great to see you as well. Gotta run. What does he say? Derek, is it dumb to keep both and the Venture X? That's what I currently have. So dumb to keep the Platinum, the Reserve, and the Venture X. I mean, man, that's a hell of a trio and a lot of annual fees. I don't know if it's dumb. I mean, I wouldn't say anything's dumb in life because everyone's got their own, life situation. But I guess it just depends what your use case is. Like, if you are actively going to Resi restaurants and Sapphire tables, and you're booking multiple trips, like the $300 travel credit on the Venture X and the Sapphire Reserve, and you're booking multiple trips, and all of those credits are stuff that you're organically using. I mean, who's to say? I mean, if you can justify one, why can't you justify multiple of them in certain cases? That's always like an argument in our game. It's like, if one can be justified, why is there issues when there's multiple of them? Obviously, because like the annual fees hit you at the end of the year, 1,500 plus, and it sucks. But you also have to think a little bit long term on like, where is it? What am I getting out of it by the end of the year? So, because it depends. I wouldn't say it's dumb, but I think really be honest with yourself and what you value, and then if you feel like, oh, I'd rather save the, I don't know, if I only want a platinum card, $900 annual fee, but I could save the 400 plus the 700 on the or the 800 on the reserve, that's $1,200 in fees. You're like, oh, maybe that could pay my property taxes, and then I could do the rest myself, with those savings. There's ways to think about it. It's kind of why I've canceled everything and just found alternatives as well. Daniel Stokes, I know nothing about wine. Help me. But Daniel, you wine all the time. You know a lot about wine. What are you talking about? I'm just kidding. Yeah, man, I could tell you about wine. We had a food tour in Florence that had us like super drunk, like six glasses of Chianti wine. Like, it was insane, absolutely insane. Jesse says, we know which has more lounge access, but which card has better travel protections though? They have positive and negatives for both. Let's talk about it all, because I have some new experiences too, that I thought was fairly interesting. So here I'll put this together. So Jesse mentions we know which one has more lounge access. So yes, we know that the platinum card is the best for lounge access. We got how many different things do we have? We have a Centurion, we have Delta, we have our Plaza Premiums, Priority Pass, we got Lufthansa. There's like one more that I'm missing. So we have the lion's share of the amount of lounge access you can earn with one card. But I was fortunate enough to try something recently, which was before we were able to get on the Emirates flight to Milan, we had to fly up to JFK. So we had to do a positioning flight from Charlotte, to which Daniel Sparks, this man right here, actually drove us to Charlotte. So shout out to him. Thank you for that. We saved a lot of money on a one-way car rental. But once you get to JFK, there are some lounges there. And one thing that I realized, honestly, let me see if I could pull up a picture of this, because this would be, I have a photo on my phone, but again, I can't actually showcase it. But let me see if I could show this lounge here. The Centurion, because this kind of blew my mind when I did this. JFK. I'll share it on the screen in a second. Okay, this is perfect, actually. I have a picture just like this. Okay. So here is the, can I get a better picture? All right, so this is the Sapphire Lounge in JFK. So it's actually also Etihad for folks in business and above. So this is the Sapphire Lounge, and you can't see it in the video or in this picture, but if you just like look to the right here, oh god, we got an ad. If you look to the right here, this is where the Centurion Lounge is, with the Centurion Lounge for the the Amex Platinum card. And so this was my first Sapphire Lounge experience, and I was able to get in there with my authorized user Ritz Carlton card that I got from Key. Shout out to Key. She made me an authorized user on her Ritz card. And I really didn't know if they were going to let me in, to be honest. I was like, I have an authorized user, but I was also like, maybe I don't think they can really tell that it's an authorized user. I think they just think I have a Ritz card and that's it. And that's exactly what happened. And this was very interesting. And I'll put it together. So I went to this lounge. There was a line like all the way over here. Like it was out the door and people were like, "What's going on, man? I want to get on the plane. Well, why are we waiting so long?" And the guy was awesome, very professional. I think I might do a video just on this. Like it was pretty cool. But when I went up to him, I finally get to the front of the line because you have to do the wait list. He was like, "Okay, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah. I said, which car?" I showed him my priority pass, and he was like, "Which priority pass?" He's like, "I have to ask you these questions." I was like, "Oh, I have it with my Ritz," and then his eyes went up. He was like, "With the Ritz?" He's like, "Oh, okay, 1 second." And then he said, "This is why I asked you the question." So then he put my name in. He said, "Since you have the Ritz card, you actually have priority, pretty much above everybody else." Outside of people who have, I guess, the Sapphire Reserve or Etihad, business or first class. But like basically you were, well and beyond everyone else that was on the line at that moment. I don't know what else, how else they were getting in with their he almost made it seem like it was even more prestigious than the Sapphire Reserve. Like he made it seem like because I had the Ritz, I was even ahead of the Sapphire Reserve. And I even asked that and he was like, "Yeah, kind of." So he actually like did a little walkie-talkie thing, and he was like, "We have a Ritz holder, 2 people," and sure enough, like literally, maybe we only had to wait maybe 5 minutes on the line. We got a text, and we literally skipped most of the line, and we went right in there. But what really impressed me about this lounge was that they oh, and actually I didn't even realize it says it right here, like party pass and Etihad and all that. But one thing that really impressed me at this, because I've been to the Centurion lounges in a few different places. I think we were in I always forget which one it is, but either Vegas or Detroit. We did the one in Atlanta, of course. I think there's one other one. I can't remember, but we did a few, Centurion lounges. The Atlanta one's really nice, one of the best I think that they have in the world. But the Sapphire Lounge beat it, man. It really did. The Sapphire Lounge beat the Centurion, and in a few different ways. One, well, I guess luckily I had the Ritz authorized user. And most people don't have that. But if you have a friend that could add you, cool. They got me in a lot faster, so that was cool. But then inside, like the ambiance was very similar. Like it was a smaller lounge than like the Atlanta Centurion, but it was quiet, it was calm, and they had wait staffs. They have waiters that come around and they actually take your order, or you do it on your phone. You take the order and they come bring the food out to you. That's why they say made to go or made to order. So they have a breakfast buffet style, like, or just a buffet style like you would at Sky Clubs or Centurion lounges. But the fact that you actually could order real food, and I wonder if I can get a picture of that as well. Because I tested the limits of this. We were able to order like a full, like basically this. Yeah, we were able to get full burger, some wines, and it was unlimited. And these burgers were like good. Like I'm a connoisseur. I get them everywhere I go, and I thought that they were very good. I thought they were way. This is actually exactly what we got: the fries and these burgers right here. And I can't stop talking about them. Let me see. This is actually good here. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, here's the lounge on the back end side. Here's the front end. We were sitting like to the right over here. And here's the burger we got. And funnily enough, I technically ordered 4 of these, 3 of which were for me and one was for my wife. And I just wanted to see would they keep bringing it out, and they did. And they did. Some people might say, "Oh, it wasn't great," but I was like, man, the fact that I get a full burger and fries, and that wasn't it. They had a million other different meals, not a million, but a lot of them. I was like, this is actually way better than any food I've ever gotten at Centurion or Delta Sky Clubs. I was really, really impressed. And I know there's not as many, but this one experience with just having my Ritz authorized user, I guess for me personally in that use case, I was like, damn man, Sapphire lounges are legit. I don't know if all of them are order. Yeah, it's actually called the Sapphire Burger. I don't know if all of them are. I heard a few, but man, this actually kind of changed my mind a lot on lounge access as far as like, platinum and stuff. So yeah, while I do agree, like you get way more ability to have lounge access with the platinum. That the Sapphire is pretty cool. And I mean, I guess technically since you have priority pass with the platinum, you still have access to the Sapphire lounge. But I guess I don't know if there's a discrepancy on like, can you bring a guest in? Like I was able to bring her no problem, completely for free. Um, and you also won't have as much priority as if you had a Ritz or a Sapphire Reserve and what have you. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. On top of that, another thing that was interesting is, well, for this entire trip, we booked business class. And so we had a business class, and one of those business classes actually ended up being same at that exact same airport was and I'll show you a picture as well, was the Emirates Lounge. So the Emirates Lounges is exactly what it looks like when you enter through. These are automatic doors, and you only have access to this if you are flying business class or above with Emirates. So we did have access to this at JFK right after the Sapphire Lounge. I was like, we had a half hour. I said, let's go. We got to go film. So we ran over there. And oh wow, this guy actually mentions here, after a somewhat disappointing visit to the new Centurion Lounge at JFK 2 weeks ago, they made their way to the JFK Emirates Lounge. Now, the Emirates Lounge, to me, since it's a business class lounge, it was a lot more proper than a standard credit card lounge. You could see it here, nice seating. They had like chargers all over here. That you could charge your phone and everything. The one thing that I saw differently at this lounge that weren't at any other lounges is, well, one, they have the breakfast buffet, where that's typical. It was very similar style to like a Delta Sky Club. So that really wasn't that different. Um, well, I guess you could have ordered some things for breakfast, but we were there late at night, so they had decent options, but I didn't really view it as that amazing. But the one thing that was interesting is, I wonder if he has a picture of it. Yeah, I mean, like this. So this is small amounts, but they actually have like self-serve spirits and alcohol and everything. So like there was Grey Goose vodka here, there was like Jack Daniels, there was like a million bottles of alcohol here that you can just self-serve and pour as much as you want, or even take it back to your thing. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But on top of that, we also flew Lufthansa business home, to which we had access from the Rome airport to the ITA lounge, just because we were flying business class. So we had access to that lounge because of flying business class. And even though we really couldn't make it there because we didn't really have enough time, and I just didn't feel like going all the way to where it was. I realized, what I had said in previous videos about lounge access ended up being kind of true. It's like, if you just have a simple priority pass card, I could have accessed that, Sapphire Lounge. Maybe I would have had to wait a little bit longer. But if you're going to be booking business class, which, oh my goodness, business class is like absolutely freaking worth it. like I mentioned in my post this morning, there's an old argument in the credit card points and miles game, and I feel like I've been able to fully realize this now. It's like, oh, would you rather business or first class flights and a lower end to mid end hotel? So it's like, are you valuing the journey and not the destination, or vice versa? Do you really care about the destination? So the hotel being 5-star, Michelin key, what have you, but like a lower end economy or premium economy flight. And I don't know. After doing this experience, I definitely think it's like business or bust. I really do agree with the greater credit card community with, like, man, it made the trip so much more enjoyable because you had something to look forward to on the way there and on the way home. You're like, oh, it's not going to be a pain. It's not going to be a hassle. Like when we flew to Greece in economy class, 7 hours, we had a 10-hour flight home in Lufthansa business, and it really didn't feel like much. It really didn't feel like much. It was just, we just laying down, or I slept for like an hour and then I watched the movies, and it was a good time. I was actually editing videos while I was on the plane, with no Wi-Fi. So it's like, the business is all day. So if you're gonna be booking that, man, you can have some cool lounge access like that Etihad, with the Sapphire, lounge. If you're going out of JFK, like that's pretty cool, But obviously you have to have enough points for that, and I digress. So yeah, I hear you with the lounge access, but like, I don't know. I just don't know. None of the platinum wouldn't have assisted me in any way on this trip at all. At all, with any with lounge access is concerned. Unless I had absolutely nothing else, that I could have gotten to the Centurion, would have been fine. But just judging from what I have now, it really wasn't really necessary. Um, but it's controversial. Just says Chase got jealous and had a crap of 10% off Lululemon offers. That's funny. That's very funny. Yeah, they are. Wold, are you getting the new iPhone? It's funny, actually. Weird that you asked that, because not the new one, but I think we might upgrade. I've stuck with my 13 Pro Max for a while, and I use it for everything. I hate to be like one of those where it's like all the batteries go. It's like obviously it's kind of like it seems like it's pre-built into it, but I use it for everything. That's literally what I'm filming on right now for this live stream. I think we're gonna upgrade maybe to the 16 and then just see what happens. I think you pay like $100 in taxes and then we'll be fine. Pay the same amount I've been paying. So I might do that. I'm not usually one who likes to upgrade very often. Like my last phone before this was an 8, then 13, and now 16. So I don't like that it's getting closer, but I think we might. I think I might, to be honest. VJ says, Sex, I always have to pay extra to use my $50 credit. Oh yeah, all day. Very hard to find, very hard to get Saks under $50. Things that are under 50 for sure. Oh, really? Damn, we got some crazy thunder and lightning going on right now. Jeez, I didn't even think it was going to rain today. Just says, I think you could use the credits for the monthly service fee as well. So that's good to know. So it's not just like gone with the wind, right? It's not just $200 you buy it once and then you're not going to have to resell every single year. You can actually use it towards that $5 or $6 service. That's pretty cool because that's doesn't seem like much, but an extra 50, $60 or $70 off your annual fee, that's not bad. James, what's going on? James, you're looking stacked. How much you bench? Looking like at least 350. What's up, Anthony? Long time no see. I'm currently wearing the Oura ring. Oh, James, you're the same James that I said was Jack the first time, except your old profile picture was you in the tank top, right? You're the same. I think you're the same guy. You're currently wearing the Oura. Yeah, man, I would love to get it. I think I have. I think I might have a little bit of sleep apnea, so I really should invest in one just to see what the deal is. What happens if you get 10 Oura rings? Where does the next one go? 10 rings? Oh, that's right. Could you imagine? Yeah, if you held the platinum card for the next 10 years and you just like 10 fingers. Oh God, I was gonna. Never mind. 10 fingers deep with Oura rings. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Oh, Rami says you missed in the terms and conditions. It excludes the membership. Really? Let me see. Oh, it says it right there. You're right. US excludes Aura membership purchases or other hardware purchases, charges, add-ons, extended warranty purchases, or gift card purchases. Damn, they learned. They learned from us. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, you really do have to buy a new Aura ring every single year just to get this credit. Now, that's not the epitome of what everyone hates in this game. I don't know what is, because the first year is great. First year, get an Oura ring. Everyone's getting them. Some people are afraid about tracking data and all those different things, but I would love to get one, for the first year. But then now you're gonna have to start buying them every year, and then you're gonna have to start a whole reselling business of Oura, and you just become the Oura ring king. The Oura ring king, and he's like, how does he always have new ones? Every single year he's got a new one to sell. Little did you know it was the platinum all along. Dennis Works, thought you were going to rob me for a minute. We could try. We could try. James, I didn't know you could use HA. Yeah, you can for an Oura ring. So I bought the Oura ring 4 and used the plat to get the Oura ring 3, and we'll either sell the Oura 3 or give it to someone as a gift. Nice room. Can't wait to start traveling next year. Hell yeah, James. So yeah, you can use a health savings account to take your money out tax free to buy the Oura ring. So yeah, that is a thing for sure. Sleeper Rod, would Anthony Venture still do Motel 6s or too far in these? Yeah, no, I think the fancy SLHs are nice, but I think in some cases when you get over that $1,000 threshold, it's a little much. It's a little much in the way of expenses. And oddly enough, the stuff that I've realized is like the highest level of these hotels, like the over $1,500 a night, I feel like you get less and less the more money you spend. I think you get like intangible value, like a really nice room, or you get I guess that's tangible, but you know what I mean, like a nice room or a view. But in the way of like, oh, if you want water, oh, you got to pay for that. Oh, you want a quick like sauna session. Oh, if you want a private sauna, you have to pay. You want to do the public one, you don't have to pay. Like there's like a lot of things that you just have to pay for. I mean, they offered like a 10% discount off the. Here it is. Here's an interesting thing. Here's an interesting thing. Okay, let's just derail everything. I don't care. I'm so I've been gone for so long. I feel like Let's have fun with it. So here we go. I'm gonna show you something interesting. This is exactly what I mean. Okay, like what the hell was the name of the hotel? Oh my god. Like Garda. Yes, Hotel del Porto. Cool. Okay, we have two examples here. I have two I have two examples. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. The view. Ba, 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 ba. One moment. I'll be out of your hair in just a moment. And okay, cool. So here's the deal. Okay, what I was just talking about is we have two properties. So we have the view, Lugano, which I was just talking about. This is a Michelin key, high level, 1500 a night. Most of the things that you would want to use on the property are extremely expensive, or you have to pay for it. Like I said, like a private sauna, got to pay for that. The public one's free. Okay, cool. The rock salt cave was free, so that was nice. It's a little thing. Um, Michelin star restaurant, they did give you like a 10% discount if you use the Michelin star restaurant. Food was very expensive, all these different things. Water, got to pay for that, all those different things. But then we did right after that hotel, we actually went to this one right here. This is called the Hotel del Porto in Lake Garda. And we actually ate right here overlooking the lake. So it's a great property. It's right on the lake of Lake Garda, the largest lake in Italy. Really, really nice property, but it's boutique. It was like 200 a night, pretty cheap. You walk in and the rooms are very old school Italian feeling. Like this is actually a nicer room than we got, but this is I think the lake view. Wonder if there's a view of our type of room. Well, actually, this is a common area balcony that we were on as well. These are actually really nice rooms. We didn't get a room like that. We got a room more like this a little bit, but not really. It's like a standard bed. A couple little blemishes here and there, but very like at home. It almost felt like it really felt like it was at home. They stocked us with water and like an insane amount of water. We actually ended up getting free breakfast, which the other property at $1,500 a night did not give us. They didn't, no discounts, no nothing on breakfast. This hotel gave you free breakfast in the morning, every single morning. And it was you could actually made to order, or it was breakfast buffet, and you could eat it again with this view right here, right on the water if you want. And a couple nights it rained, and it was really nice. And then not only that, but then the restaurant on site, which is like cheaper than Switzerland, of course, like maybe $50 for a meal, $40 for a meal. They actually offered a 15% discount every single day of your stay. So like we ate there like two times of the 4 days that we were there, and we got 15% off of our full dinner those 2 nights just because we're staying at that hotel. So it's like infinite water. It was the free breakfast and like made to order breakfast, like good stuff, and 15% discount on restaurants for a hotel that was 1/7 the price of the view. And I think we actually had a better view at this hotel than we did at this one, as controversial as that is to say. So I think there's a world where, like, I don't know, this made me think about things differently. I was like, man, some boutique, if they do it right and they offer a lot of different things, can be way more worthwhile as long as it's a good location than some of these higher end ones. And then on top of that, like I was really thinking about, man, how are all inclusives? Like I would really love to try some all inclusives because if we like this was a little taste because you got a discount, but I'm like, man, if everything could be free, that'd be cool. So I don't know, whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of stuff. But let's hear what you guys think. How hard is it to find parking on a golf course that is a golf cart? Did I miss something here? Did I? What did I miss here? How hard is it to find parking on a golf course that is a golf cart? Well, I mean, if you work there and you just like, if you work there and they're just shooting, these golf balls at you. I mean, I think you can park anywhere. But if you're, I don't know, if you're, I don't know how to answer that, man. I need more context. Caesar, mi hermano Anthony, happy to see you back. Hope you had a great time. Thanks, Caesar. Yes, it was definitely crazy. It was definitely crazy. It was a crazy time. Eric, what's going on, Eric? We met in person. We met in person. Eric, what's going on? I told you I knew your name. You were like, really? It's like, yeah. What's popping, man? How you doing? I won't say where, but Cheers, man. Cheers. Daniel Spark, how was Spencer's Johnson? Spencer's Johnson was very big, thick, solid, and tight. It was great. Spencer's Johnson was strong and powerful. It was good. It was good seeing him. Good seeing his girlfriend. It's just so funny because like every time because we've known each other for years. It's like, oh, what's going on? Like literally, we walked like the Coliseum's behind us. I say, what's going on, man? Like it's just everyday life. Like how the hell are we both here at the exact same time? It's very funny. It's very, very funny, but that was a good time. Just hanging out and doing whatever, walking around Rome. John Chitty, sorry I'm late, Anthony. Seems like you're back on the platinum train. You think you'll get one for both you and your wife? So I do think it's a way, way better card now. The platinum I think is way better, but it's still not enough. In fact, the only reason I want the card now is I just want the mirror finish so I can complete the collection. So now I'm gonna have to harass somebody that has a platinum and to like get an extra one, and then maybe I can get one. They could send it to me, like I've given people some white golds and stuff, and that was a thing, and when it wasn't standard, but now, I need somebody to like repay the favor, man. I need a mirror finish platinum, but now I don't know who's the only one. Maybe Joe will do it. We'll see. Gotta ask him. But that's like the only reason I'm on the platinum train as far as like I think it's a great card. Like if I had it today, I'd be like cool. Not enough to where I feel like I'm gonna run out and get it again, just based on the credits. Even though I think it's a pretty justifiable card now, way better than the old version. So it's pretty interesting, but not enough for me to pay the annual fee at the moment. So maybe once all of the other welcome offers kind of drain, and I'm like, starting to get denied for everything, and there's no other cards out there, then maybe I'll start. I'll get the premium cards again. But for now, it's just like too many, lower annual fee cards that I want to grab. I still want to grab an Aspire. It's like so much to do, so much to do, so many cards. JC, welcome back from Italy. Hope you and Miss Venture enjoyed your trip. Thank you, JC. Thank you. It was equal parts stressful and equal parts nice. Yeah, it was very long. 2 weeks was too long. Florence was the saving grace. Like I'll just say this: Lake Como, cool to see, nice views. Kind of boring though. It's not really there. Lake Garda, kind of the same. Lake Garda was nicer, but it's just so hard to get to and so expensive. Like $120 rides to get to our little town where that hotel was. Very annoying. Great view, great destination, but still, again, not much to do. Rome, extremely touristy, as one would expect, but you got to go see those things. Food, it was impossible to find a non-tourist place. Like every place in the entire city was touristy. Whereas in Florence was amazing. Florence, we will absolutely go back. It was I hate to be so jaded because like, oh, great trip, 2 weeks. But I have to be honest, like, to be completely honest with you guys, like the only good part of the entire trip was a couple of nights in Lake Garda and then Florence for 5 nights. Like Florence was everything. It was the entire trip. We will go back just for Florence. Like the food was so much better everywhere else. It was the only good food we had in the entire trip. So walkable, so easy to get to places, so easy to find non-tourist places. The people are great. So many different things to see. Like Florence was absolutely everything. Like if we could have just like erased everything else but just went to Florence, that would have been amazing top tier trip. But again, that's gonna be super controversial, but it's definitely how we feel. It's definitely how we feel having done it. It's actually pretty cool. I was at the hotel. Now this one. Okay, so this is another part of the hotel game here. I hope this is actually like helpful to anybody, but I hope I don't just sound like a crazy person. But there was another hotel. So this was our Florence hotel. Wait, where is it? Yeah. So in Florence, we stayed at this Hyatt. It's called the Il Tornabuoni, and named after the street that it's on. And it's in the basically the heart of Florence. Honestly, it's one of the best location hotels you can possibly go to, and that's the Duomo and everything. Great property, great hotel. It's now a Category 8 Hyatt, so very expensive now. I booked it when it was a Category 7, so around 35K to 50K a night, because I did book some suites as well. Actually, this room looks familiar. It looks like I had one. These stairs we walked up and down every single day. This was an amazing hotel, absolutely amazing. Jim K, shout out to him in the Discord. He gave me a guest of honor certificate, so I was globalist for this day. There's like a $45 or €45 a day buffet and order, made to order as well style breakfast in the bottom, and it was great. It was absolutely great. But one of those days, we actually ran into somebody. Somebody came up to us and he said, just jokingly, "Is like, oh, I got to meet a celebrity," and it was actually somebody who watches the channel for like a couple of years. Good guy. I won't say your name, just in case privacy issues. I don't know. Maybe I'll, if he says, maybe I'll post it at some point. But he said, "What's going on?" And we took a picture together, and then he invited us up to like the rooftop bar, which I don't know if it shows it here. And we had like a whole conversation from like till midnight or past midnight. It was a great time. But this hotel itself changed my mind a little bit on what's the limit of high ends. Okay, because that hotel is now a cat 8, so 45,000 points a night, and it's about, I think, technically for my dates it was like 1,500 a night, so it was expensive, but I think normally it's 1,000 plus, something like that. And that to me was like the highest level I want to go, without feeling too pristine or like these Michelin key levels. Because it was like, easy free water. We had the free breakfast with the Globalist, which was cool. The staff was so amazing. They made life so easy. Like when we had to take the train back to go to Rome, they were just like, "Oh, you're checking out. Do you want us to call you a taxi?" They do it in like 5 seconds. The door guy calls the taxi. It comes in 3 minutes. Bam, you're gone, and you just pay the normal fee. It was like $20, like nothing. They really curate the experience to make sure you have like a really enjoyable stay at that property. And basic, not a basic room. Actually, it was a pretty crazy room we had the first night. We had giant windows that opened up, and if you looked out, there was some guy singing Ave Maria outside. It was like pretty high level stuff. Like it was freaking awesome. Like now you can see like Florence was everything, man. It was absolutely everything. If I could recommend anything, I think don't do what I did. I think don't traverse the entire country. I do think go to Florence and make that your home base. Stay in Rome a couple days. I think 2 days is honestly enough. Some people might say that's crazy, but for me, it's honestly enough. Florence could have spent multiple days. We did 5, could have done more. It was great. It was a great time there. But more on that later, I guess. Roll away. I had the reserve Venturex and Plaid. It was fun. Now it's just Venturex and Plaid. $300 travel credit and 300 for Plaid. I'm booking another trip. Hell yeah! I mean, look, if you have a Venture X, and hopefully the property that you're booking, let's say you use the $300 platinum credit on FHR, and maybe there's some overlap with the Venturex Premier Collection. I mean, you could maybe book a second night at that same property and get a whole nother $100 experience credit, $70 breakfast and what have you, and really double dip. That's the one thing that really wants me to, I don't know, makes me want to get those cards again, because it would make me, I don't know, it would give me more of a reason to book some of those hotels in certain cases. I do already with MasterCard when the occasions arise and they're not too expensive, but to have multiple credits and to use them a little bit more often, like you kind of have a reason to book them more often. I could definitely see that being pretty cool. Because again, like if I had a couple stays in Italy that were part of these programs, I would have loved to have food at the property and use $100 experience credit and use that for the dinner or something. Yeah, that'd be cool. Cheers. Ganbei. Saluti. JC, saw you and Spencer met up. Are you also 7 feet tall, or is he not as tall as advertised? No, no, no. So basically the deal is Spencer is 7 feet tall. If you really look at the photo though, he was actually on his knees. He was actually on his knees for that picture. If you look, those aren't. Don't look at. He doesn't have legs there. He's just on his knees, and we're the exact same height at that level. Because I'm much shorter than 7 feet. So no, there's no clickbait there. Spencer is in fact 7 feet tall. There's just a little trickery with the camera work. Omar, welcome back home, Superman. Superman. Thank you, Omar. I am super tempted to get the platinum, but I also have the reserve and the new Strat Elite thoughts. Man, a lot of you guys have a lot of a lot of all of these cards. Like, how do you have all of them? Like, damn, you know. Okay, so platinum, reserve, and the Strat Elite thoughts. Sorry, super tempted to get the platinum, but you have the reserve and the Strat Elite. So in my opinion, you got the Strat Elite, so you got the 100,000 thank you points. I don't, I don't even have to really know your situation to know that you'll probably just be better off with the platinum. like, I don't. I mean, the Strata Elite is a good card, but I think for most people, unless you're spending an insane amount on city nights, you know, and getting whatever it is, 6x back and all of that. The Admirals Club lounges, okay, fine. If you're in those hubs, cool. But I don't know. I just think the platinum, if you just spend like a few $100s more, you'll get so much more than $300 back for spending $300 more. Like, there's nothing else really to help offset that Strata Elite other than splurge credit. But even that is a little annoying. Like, are you really going to be paying for an American Airlines $200 flight? I think you can. I think it's a good way to work it into your whole game if you're doing city to AA. But I think if you like, you have to get the platinum and you're going to keep your reserve anyway. I think for $300 more, you'll easily get that back, like with the platinum, like, and actually more usable credits than the Shred Elite has. So I'd probably keep the 100K after 12 months. Probably downgrade the Strata Elite to a Strata Premier if you don't have that already, or if you can downgrade to a $0 one. I don't know if you can do like the Strata at 0. I would just downgrade it or cancel. And yeah, if you attempt to get the platinum, why not? Get a higher welcome offer. Here's actually something interesting I was thinking about, because I have a friend who might want to get the platinum card. I think what might be worth doing, and I guess it's a little bit of a long shot, but not that long ago, we had the Charles Schwab Platinum card had a historic high welcome offer of 125,000 points. There might be a play out there where, since we all know that the new language is pretty much ravaged the nation now. You can't find an offer without it, very rarely. But as high as 175,000 points, and so many people report to me that they apply and it says, "Oh, you're only eligible for 80." So I think if you, I think apply for it, see what you're eligible for. If it says 80, maybe that's enough. Honestly, maybe 80K is enough for you. It's already, has a lot of credits to offset. Like, it's very cool. But what you could do is, maybe if the Schwab, platinum goes back up to 125, maybe you can squeak out a little bit more points. Is that really worth it though? Maybe not, because, well, yeah, here it is. Like, now you can get, and they don't have the as high as language at the moment, so you can, it says like 125,000 points, guaranteed, as opposed to waiting until you get out of a pop-up jail that says you're only eligible for 80. Though, if I really think about it, though, is the extra 45,000 points kind of worth it? With the fact that you can't actually downgrade the Schwab card, you can't downgrade it at all. You can't product change. That's just your card. But the fact that with the regular platinum card, you can downgrade to a gold or a green and what have you, might be more worth it to just take a lower welcome offer and get the platinum. But I digress. I think you understand what I mean. Lazy, what's up? What's going on, Lazy? Our fellow Germany correspondent. I saw you flew with Lufthansa. How you felt like it? Would love to hear your opinion about German Airlines, as I am from there. Yes. So here, let's bring up my post. So, since I actually can show pictures there, since that'll be easier. So Lufthansa. Now, going into it, some people had told me in the past that Lufthansa was not like the highest level thing possible, which I can understand. But I found here, let me pull up the screen. We could do most of them. All right. So where is it? We good? Okay. So I did this post earlier. So I showcased Emirates business and Lufthansa business. So this is us on the A380 on the bar lounge with me and my wife. At like 3 a.m. We were really tired and beat up. So here's the actual bar lounge, and we did finally get to do it. Fun fact: they actually have a Polaroid camera that they can take a picture of you for, and it's it's really cool. It's actually a really nice little picture. Here's in the seat of the Emirates business class lounge. This is me at like maybe midnight, and kind of drunk on the wine they already gave us. This is us with more champagne or whatever, or maybe that's wine. I forget what they gave us. Also very tired. Here's the Lufthansa flight though. So this is what Lazy is talking about. So this is Lufthansa business class. And this was flying. Well, we had 2 business class flights, Lufthansa actually. We flew from Rome to Frankfurt, Germany, and that was business class on the I forget the actual. Might have just been like an A310 or something. It was a small plane, um, like a standard, Delta, flight. Going a couple hours, only an hour and a half flight, so it was small. But that was business. Okay, cool. Actually business on those flights are interesting because it's 3 seats, but the middle one is blocked out. So like you sit next to each other, but not quite. But this is the business class from Frankfurt, Germany to Atlanta, Georgia. So it's 10 hours long haul business class. So this is me with some of the German foods that they had here and some more wine, of course. Here's the seats, the seating arrangements here. It's kind of hard to tell. You can see I'm fully stretched out here. As we said, I'm not 7 foot tall like Spencer Johnson. I'm 5'9", 5'10" with some shoes on and a bump on my head. So you can see it's pretty long. When you do lay flat, my legs go pretty much to the end here. So it's completely lie flat, both of these. And this is on the A330, so a bigger plane. The interesting, though, what I realized from Frankfurt, Germany, oh yeah, here's the size of the plane on Emirates. And then here's the Lufthansa flight. But an interesting thing from Frankfurt, at least, is they actually put you on a bus and you drive like 10 to 15 minutes to this giant plane to go on board from the ground. So from here, you take your bags up and what have you, and you go all the way up there. Which, side note, they actually did not load our bags onto this plane. So little did we know, by the time I took this picture, what we didn't realize is our bags were going to stay in Frankfurt, Germany for an additional day. Yesterday, I drove to Atlanta because they put them on the next flight and I picked them up, but I digress. But Lufthansa was interesting because we had to take the bus all the way here. You board it this way. And it was great. This is going to sound really terrible, but outside of Florence, the best food that we got on this entire Italy trip was on this Lufthansa plane. I hate to say it. I mean, that sounds terrible. But the food in Italy is really just so not amazing. Like, it's just not. It's like everywhere in the north, it's pretty trash. Like, my local pizza place is way better. Florence was amazing, though. Florence was exceeding my expectations with the food. So this was this is a German airline, Lufthansa. I thought the seating was great. I really loved the space that we got. I love the lie flat. I love the seats. They have the TV remote. Like, I thought it was really high level. Like, honestly, we did Emirates. And then we did Lufthansa. We almost felt like Lufthansa was more our style, just because it's the same thing as like that Michelin key hotel I was talking about earlier. Emirates is insane, but it's also super high class, and you almost feel out of place a little bit. I mean, I felt kind of home, but my wife felt a little bit out of place because they're just so catering to you. The level of service is absolutely astronomical. I remember they were like, oh, some champagne to start your day. Okay, here's an amenity kit, like shaving kit, toothbrush, comb, like 50 million things. Here's one makeup for my wife. Then they come another round of champagne or wine, some food, pajamas, blanket. They actually have a whole mattress. Like, I could not say enough good stuff about Emirates, but I felt it was amazing. My wife personally was like, I kind of liked Emirates. She was like, I felt a little bit more at home at Emirates. I didn't feel like I had to be like super dressed up, or I didn't feel like, I was constantly being catered to, even though, that there are worse things in life, but, first world problems. But she felt more at home with Lufthansa. And I could agree. It felt kind of relaxing. It was like, hey, they come around a few times. They gave a lot of interesting things. Actually, they actually gave us a couple things. Where is it? They gave some chocolates, some chocolates in here. They're actually really good. This is like the one other one that we have. And before we left, they gave us a Bavarian heart. Actually, we have 2 of them. Bavarian heart, which is really nice as well. So they gave a lot of little things like that. I actually have, I took as a memento. I couldn't find it, but I have like headphones from Emirates. That says Emirates on there for the flight, and then pajamas as well that are not branded. But as far as my opinion on Lufthansa business, man, I can't say enough good things about it. Service was amazing. The seats were amazing. Less privacy. Like, there was no shutter door like the Emirates has or some of these other airlines have. So it was less privacy, but again, everyone's lay flat anyway. No one's really looking at you. It's fine. Like, it's totally fine whatsoever. The space that we had was great. I didn't feel that we were cramped at all. I will say, if you're going to be going on these planes, I realized after the fact, like, if you want to charge your phone, you need like a regular USB. When we were on the Emirates flight, they had like a plug-in, like an actual wall outlet that worked, but Lufthansa didn't have that, so my phone was dying the whole time. But if you have a USB, then it would work. Food was amazing. The food actually was way better on the Lufthansa flight than it was on the Emirates flight. The German food, man, I gotta go to Germany. I think the food's way better. I probably have to go there. So all in all, I loved it. Yeah, I would highly recommend Lufthansa. I saw some articles online saying like, "Oh, it was terrible. Where's the experience?" I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I thought it was really great. The people were fun. They were awesome. Oh, and actually, that's funny. I remember one notable moment when we were in the Lufthansa business class. My wife had a water bottle. She had a water bottle that she was drinking out of, and the stewardess came along and she was like, "Would you like some water?" She was like, "Oh no, I'll just do the bottle. It's fine." And then she looked at me, and then she looked at her. She was like, I'm gonna put it in a glass. It's business class." I was like, damn. And then she handed the full glass of water. She's like, come on, it's business class. And then she left. It was very funny. Um, and the people on the plane, like I was joking around with some of the guys on the plane. Like it was pretty cool. Um, it was very fun. Yeah, it was very, very fun. I'm so behind. I'm more than 30 minutes behind. I'm sorry. Sleeper Out, no way that will last. Ritz get priority over CSR holders. I know, right? There's no way. I'll go a little faster now. Omar, come visit me in Boston. The Sapphire Lounge here is much better than the one in JFK. Really good to know. Yeah, we actually want to go back up to Boston, so we might. We want to go to Salem. We want to do all that again. Love Boston where we went. Who likes Fortnite? Sebastian, would you stop with the Fortnite, man? Come on. Always asking about the Fortnite. Nah, that's fine. We can talk about Fortnite. Gatorade. GZG, what's going on? Ritz AUOP food looks good. Yeah, it was great. Went to the Sapphire Lounge in Phoenix. It was way better than any AA or Centurion Lounge I've ever been to. They're doing it right at the Sapphire, man. They're doing it way right. Only once a year access. Yes, as we said, for sure. Don Kim, oh yeah, let's do this. Let's go, baby. Uh, we've yet to talk about the reserve in this video, really. Sean, Amex Plat is better than the CSR. The new credits on the CSR are weak and hard to use. Sapphire tables is a straight crap, even in New York City. So yeah, I agree. I think if you're, let's see, if you're, so my main thing with saying it has some legs, the argument between the two. I still think the Platinum is the better of the two, but there's a couple of use cases where I think makes sense. So like, think about it. All right, we have the $600 hotel credit. I don't think we have any other credits towards that except for Resi. So we have Resi and we have fine hotels and resorts. Those kind of work in conjunction with one another. Sapphire Reserve has $100 less at the $500 edit credit. So that's essentially FHR, but you have to do a 2-night minimum. So that really hurts. The fact that the Platinum kept FHR at one night is astronomically amazing, and that's why it wins. But on top of the 500, you also get the $300 annual travel credit. So it's like that's also some good value back. That's some decent value back as well that the Platinum does not have. It does not have a general dining credit. You also get the Sapphire Reserve tables, but again, there's 10,000 Resi restaurants. There's only like 279 Sapphire Reserve tables. So yeah, it wins there as well. I do like the StubHub credits. Some people say like, oh, I never, I don't use StubHub, but like we want to go to some concert in the not so distant future, and we were like, how much is it? It was actually like 2 tickets is like about $150. I was like, damn, if I had the reserve, I'd be able to use that. So like that $300. Platinum doesn't have that, type of. I thought they were going to get some sort of like Ticketmaster credit or something, but it didn't get that. But yeah, that's my only thoughts on that. Is just I don't know. There's a lot of things that can kind of cover an entire travel itinerary with the Sapphire Reserve. And actually, I don't see it here, but when I was away, we reported on it. Somebody said that they added an additional $250 for certain hotels. Right? Is that even listed anywhere on the website? I don't see it. Where is that actually? Let me see. Sapphire Reserve 250. I remember IHG was one of them. Yeah, let me see here. Is this like a limited time or what's the deal here? Sweeten the deal. Starting January 1st, 2026, cardholders will also receive a new $250 credit for Chase Travel hotels to use in the 2026 calendar year. Now, I don't know if this is going to continue year after year. This might be just a thing. Still 2 nights minimum, but you can use it towards that. So it's an extra 250. But yeah, I think I think there's a little bit of value to hinge on the reserve and where it can win in some cases. I definitely do think if you look into it a little bit too, on this trip, I could have gotten a little bit of value in certain cases, maybe from the points boost. Where is it? Where's the points boost, man? Why is nothing front and center? Oh, I don't know. You guys get the point. The points boost, I've seen a lot of people share. It's like, with the Sapphire Reserve, you get 2x back point, 2x value on all of your points. I've seen some cases where some people value that. They're like, oh, minimum, 2x the value in all of your chase points. And if it's all through edit hotels, then that could be cool. Because then at hotels, you can just book one night with your points. Doesn't have to be 2 nights. 2 nights to get the credit, but you don't need to. You could just do one night and use your points, and get like $100 experience credit and what have you that you wouldn't get just by booking straight with the program. So, I do agree though, and like in every other facet though, the platinum does just kind of like win on ease of use. FHR one night, sick. Sapphire tables, there's 50x more on Resi. It's like, a lot of that. A lot of that for sure. VG Maurice, I went to the one in Hong Kong once. To me, if the hotel's too plush, then I don't want to leave the hotel. Yeah, I mean, I hear that too. If you're in a place that you're going to be like running around, then you're better off doing a lower end hotel, not have to worry about it. And walk around. If I had to choose business seats for only one part of the trip, would you choose the flight to the destination or the return flight home? Probably the return flight home, I would say, because like after spending so much time running around and breaking your back carrying luggage or backpacks and doing a million different things, I definitely think if we had to do economy to Milan, since we had so much energy because we were excited, we're going through it for the first time, we could make that happen. That's what we did to Greece, economy there. But if we could go through the whole 7 days or 2 weeks, and you're like, okay, at least when we fly home, it's gonna be business. We can lay down, we can sleep or however long it is. So yeah, if I had to choose and I could only have one, probably the return flight home, because that's when you're most tired, most out of your rhythm and routine, and the most just wanting to get home easily. So I would definitely say that. Yeah, I would definitely say on the way home. Dude, if you enjoy business class flights to and from the destination style so much, just cruise more. I agree. I would love to cruise. My wife doesn't want to. She's afraid of them. I think I'm going to change her mind, though. I really do think I'll be able to get her one day. But yeah, I agree. I actually think cruising would be perfect for us, but she has to be on board for that first. That's the only thing she's not on board with in our entire relationship. Is like, I think we could do cruising, and she's like, I don't think so. So it's funny. I think that's where the flag in the sand is. But I agree, man. I would just do business class, go there. Okay, let's cruise, hit 8 freaking countries. I don't even have to think about lodging or getting there all day. I think cruises are the way. Like I would love to do it. Wait until experience a concierge level penthouse suite on get the cruising. I agree. I think one day I'm just gonna have to book it and just be like, hey, look, nah, I probably won't just book it. But one day I just be like, listen, I really think you should consider a cruise. Time to get the Apple Card and make it a iPhone installment plan video for the new iPhone. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man, I don't know. That's a little. Maybe if I was more interested in it, I would do it. Maybe. Juan Garcia. Good afternoon, Anthony. What's going on, Juan? What's popping, man? Jesse. Oh no. Anthony. Oh, Anthony Jones. Afternoon, afternoon, Anthony in chat. What's going, Ant? What's going on, Ant? How's everything, man? I don't think I've ever seen you in a live before. What's going on? Sammy J, just giving a huge shout out to Cart Smarter. Yeah, Daniel, for having 100K gold referral link. Got one. Yeah, in the Discord. If you join the Discord, linked in the description. He has the only link on Earth somehow that still allows to get a gold card for a guaranteed 100K. Not the as high as, guaranteed 100K. If I didn't have a platinum, I would love to get it. So yeah. Lazy says gift card purchases code differently now. Sorry if I missed what we're talking about. Are we talking about the gift card purchases? I mean, Oura had it, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I think you're talking about like the business platinum card with using the hotel credit and all of that. If that's the case, yes, it is true. There has been language changes. So now anybody who has the business platinum card, someone said it did, but I'm not sure yet. But on the Hilton Surpass card, I think it's going to happen. The $50 hotel credit we get on those cards, in the past we were buying gift cards, nice. eventually they ran out of gift cards. They never really introduced it back, and now they just introduced new language like 2 days ago that states gift card purchases no longer count towards that hotel credit. So if that's what you're talking about, then yes, that's that's the deal. But yeah. Still, I do think the better use case, if you're willing and able, it's not for everybody, but I still use my Surpass $50 credit towards the Hilton timeshare packages, and they code towards it. So it's like, I don't know, it's just paying you. You're prepaying for some future vacations, and then you can get some points out of it, I think. Albert Kong. Never would I have imagined I would see a live stream for deciding what card is better. That just lets me know that you're not truly in the community. That you just showed your hand so easily, Albert. You just let us all know that you have no idea what's going on in the credit card game. You're somebody that has no credit cards, pays on a debit card, and pays cash for all your vacations, man. I mean, that's crazy. Isn't it crazy when we find somebody who's an outsider? it's it's the majority of the population. It's absurd. But hey man, listen, that's life, Albert. This is what we talk about. Kevin, now you win. What expect the platinum refresh before the changes? I mean, I expected most of it. I mean, Resi was the only thing that well, I think I got two things right. I think I said months ago $600 FHR, $1,000 platinum card. We didn't get the 1,000, we got the 600 FHR, and I said Resi credit. I don't think I said a dollar amount, but I said it has to be higher than the $300 Sapphire reserve tables. I think if you go back in my prediction video, I said that. So those things is what I expected. Didn't expect Aura. Didn't expect. I don't know. I think that was it. I think I said. What else did I say would happen? I think I said a couple other things that didn't end up being true. I said maybe some sort of like a Ticketmaster credit to combat the StubHub. That didn't happen. So yeah, I don't know. Definitely got a lot wrong. Just says lower mid range hotels give the most for less. I think so. In certain cases. I don't know. I feel like I'm like mid to like between extreme. Kevin, for some reason Costco counts to wholesale before it changes to other shopping. Okay, interesting. Clairvoyant, go to the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It's a 5-star all-inclusive. That would be sick. That would actually be sick. Yeah, all day. I would love to. VG, that car you showed the hotel site was awfully small. So yes, they do have but funny, they actually have some Tesla Model Ys that you can take as well. So not only just the smart cars, but also Tesla Model Ys, which is very cool. Pause. I know we're pausing. Anthony says, where have you been? Italy, 2 weeks. Anthony Jones, Anthony, is there a Hilton property in Nassau, the Bahamas that you know of? Not off the top of my head. I'm not sure, Anthony. Not entirely sure for sure. Kid Cat, what's going on? Tony, what's going on, Kid Cat, man? Kid Cat's always killing it. We had him on the we had a stream with him. It might have been a year ago now. I'm not sure. And I don't know if you're are you a part of it or are you regular now? But on the Stack Your Points podcast, Matt Clausen, he's on there, always giving good takes. So very interesting for sure. Appreciate you being here, man. Vince Pasquale, welcome home. Thank you. We're home, baby. It was too long. BJ Anthony, better not get a divorce, then your wife would be the Venture X. Very nice. Unfortunately, I don't know if I should say this, but I no longer, has Kelby uploaded? I'm gonna put him on blast. I've been gone. I haven't talked to him as much. I mean, I did, but not as much. Has he uploaded yet? Anything? He's still worrying about his house, man. Come on, Calby. He's probably in here right now. Watch. He basically cut me off. Calby cut me off. He decided that I should not be a VentureX authorized user anymore. So I no longer have my authorized VentureX. I have it, but I don't think it works anymore. I should probably try it one of these days. But yeah, he got rid of the VentureX, and we're waiting for him to talk about it. I think it'll be interesting. And so I no longer have it. So I have an X in a way. Don Kim, Florence is the best one visiting the first time when comparing Venice, Rome, and Florence. Yeah, we didn't even make it to Venice. It was just going to be too much for a short amount of time. Wasn't going to be worth it. But yeah, all day. Florence, all day. All day. Loved it. I absolutely love Florence. One of my favorite, probably my favorite city, actually. I think Florence is probably my favorite. And the Tuscany region has some of the best food. Mangia, all day. All day. The Medicis knew what they were doing. They were the ones that basically connected all of the Tuscan region. And they had the sum total of all the power, about 1,000 years ago. They know what they were doing. Welcome back from your ventures, Mr. Venture. Thank you very well. Thank you very much. I think we'll actually, we talked a lot about Italy. I probably don't even have to do another live stream on it unless you guys want that, but I'll still do my video showcasing the entire experience. It's going to take forever, but we'll do it. Bill, right. The platinum still isn't a card for me. Is the CSR? It was. Not sure. Interesting, Bill. Interesting. Alexander, for me, it's an easy answer. Platinum still makes more sense than reserve. I'll stick to my Sapphire preferred. I agree. I think for most people, yeah, all day long. And same actually. I use my preferred for, everyday expenses. Terrell, the platinum is a keeper for me. I don't need any other premium card. That's the great part. It's like if you could just have one, not have to worry about it all day. The platinum is your guy. For an extra $200, they really gave you so much. I think they really give you so much. Bill, I'm keeping the CSR anyway as I use my points, but 2 years from now, I consider downgrade the CSP, upgrade to co-brand, the card lounge access, and other travel perks for sure. Honestly, Ritz-Carlton card would be pretty cool now that having that Sapphire experience. If it really is like that coveted, like always got, like he literally phoned in to the Sapphire Lounge. People was like, we have a Ritz, 2 people, and he like got us in fast. So funny. Rewards Master, good to be here. Trip looks great. Thank you, man. Thanks for being here. Check out his channel. Pumping out videos like every day, killing it. Absolutely killing it. Rewards Master. Lady says Lufthansa has a new business class called Allegris. Maybe you'll end up in it one day. Yeah, I would love to. And it was so cheap. Like, not so cheap, but I had one ANA flight that I had as like a failsafe coming home from Japan, but the timing didn't work out any longer. But I just had it on there. So what I did was they make it pretty easy on Air Canada, is I literally just converted the ANA business class flight to the Lufthansa business class flight, and I actually saved 5,000 points. It was like 70,000 per ticket. I transferred over some Capital One miles for my wife, and it was about 140,000 Air Canada miles, and like $100 in taxes, I think. And we did Lufthansa business 2 tickets one way. So really, it's like not that expensive. I guess if you compare dollar amount, it kind of is, because like I don't know how much those flights were. Maybe a few thousand each. I'm not really sure, compared to our Emirates, which was like, I guess like 5,500 each. With like, actually, I guess that was a lot more. I guess Emirates was about 17.5K more than the Lufthansa one. So yeah, I don't know. I would gladly pay the 70K per ticket though. Again, all day. Alan, Chase Sapphire Reserve for me. I travel a lot, and Visa is much more widely accepted than Amex. Yeah, I use my Sapphire Preferred all throughout Italy. After we hit the sub on the AA card, my personal AA. And you can bring 2 guests into Sapphire Lounges. Yep. Lazy's. Oh, it's the Weizenhart. The Weizenhart is cause of Oktoberfest. It tastes nice. Yeah, I would like to freaking have it, man. I want to have it. The chocolate was the best. That was the best chocolate ever in this box. Very cool. JC says Emirates feels too over the top, starting with the gold accents. Any seat that lies flat is good enough for me. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. Dem, what's going on, Dem? I'm a loyal city guy, but I am keeping the platinum for the perks and lounges for now. City multipliers are just too hard to pass up for international business class travel. Yeah, I hear that. And always return the flight for business class for sure. Does this mean Anthony now has platinum back in the credit card arsenal? No, not yet. Not yet. I think I will have the platinum card again, maybe, but it's going to take a couple of years. Well, once I'm like 50 cards plus, and like I'm getting denied, and there's like nothing else to get, my wife's done getting them, then I think I'll probably go back and get it. But for now, I'm still saying it no. You never know. You never know though. MR, in my opinion, the jet lag is much worse going to Europe than is coming back. I would prefer a lie flat on the way there. See, I mean, you're right. You're right that the jet lag definitely is. And unfortunately, I was one of those that said jet lag didn't exist, but I understand it. I get it. First night we landed, we went to Lake Como. I actually slept for 13 hours. I've never slept for 13 hours in my life. I don't know how it was possible. We went to sleep at like 9, woke up at 1. I was like, holy crap, that's insane. Missed the entire first day almost in Lake Como. Well, it was worth it though. Second night, we couldn't sleep till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Like it was terrible. So I agree, but the only problem was you need to know if you're a person that can sleep on the plane. I think that's the main thing. And what I realized is I'm not a person that can sleep on the plane, unfortunately. I am such a soft sleeper. I wake up to the littlest thing. I slept for maybe 2 hours total between both flights. So like 17 hours of flying. I think I slept 2 hours total. It wasn't much. She can sleep a lot easier, but even her had a hard time sleeping. So maybe I'll get better at it in the future, but yeah, it's tough. I would say yes if I was somebody that could sleep on the way there, but I couldn't. I couldn't. So for me, it was just comfort. Like, could I just lay down and hang out and watch something? If it's Viking, yeah, Viking River Cruise is a nice way to cruise. More intimate and manageable than the large cruises. Excellent service. I like that. So like Viking cruises are kind of like the SLH of the cruise world, I would say. It's interesting. VG, to me, I would take the business class to my destination, especially flying across the Pacific as it is a longer flight. Well, I guess it depends. It depends where you're coming back to, right? Because like my flight there was only 7 hours, but flight home was 10. So definitely different, CJ Junkie, why did you not upgrade to first class at Emirates? Well, one, it would have been nice, but I also had to think about my future self. And even though I technically had enough to transfer from Capital One to make it happen, I was like, I'd rather save the 70,000 miles for a future flight in the future, than to just upgrade this one flight. I'm like already doing business class Emirates. Like it's already high enough. Yeah, it would have been cool to do the stand-up shower in the first class and have that experience, but I don't know. I think I was better off doing what I did and saving the miles for the future. I also didn't even know if it was an option. Like I didn't even check. It might not have even been available, So I was like, I knew I wasn't able to transfer it at that exact moment. Everyone advised to transfer like a week prior. But maybe I transferred to Emirates and then bam, there was no upgrade. And then now I would have those points locked into Emirates, and then now it's like, am I even going to fly them again? Am I going to have a route that will have it? You never know. You never freaking know. John, is that a Koenigsegg? Very nice car. I didn't know you could apply for 2 Bank of America credit cards in 30 days, only one inquiry. Do they still, combine inquiries? Good to know if they do. Dollar Man, the amazing Dollar Man. Great to have you back, Ant-Man. Thank you. As I shrink down. Thank you, Dollar Man. Thanks for being here. MR, maybe Calvi turned back into a cat. If you know, you know. Isn't that funny that that's like lore now? And it's like the lore. It's like nobody really knows anymore. Welcome. Greetings, everyone. Off work early today. What's going on? Wealth. And wow, wealth gum. Literally wealth gum. Nice. Anthony Jones. Anthony, finally got out of Chase 524 jail. Got my very first Chase card after chasing Chase for years. Got the preferred $10. One big business, no annual fee card on my radar. Well, nice. I mean, look, you put in the work, and by the work, it did nothing. You waited till you were under 524, and now you can hit it hard again. Very cool. Very cool, Amp. Carlos just ordered my new Amex Plaid. Can you send me one? Can somebody get me a mirror version? I just needed to complete the collection, man. I don't want to upgrade. As Mike mentions, the OG green card is no longer available, the low fee version. So what's the story with this? Because, all right. I did some research. And I actually didn't look up online. Let me see. So let me see here. Let me see. One moment, please. Okay. So the traditional green. There's my video right here. The first time I talked about the traditional green. My videos are all over about I'm the only one who's ever talked about this card because it's such a trash card. So if you're unfamiliar, the business green the traditional green is a card I stumbled across. I don't know how many of you have seen these videos, but I stumbled across it one day when I tried to downgrade my green card further. I was like, is there another downgrade path? They said, actually there is traditional green. I found it out like 3 years ago. And I have it as a placeholder a $55 annual fee as a placeholder, so that in the future, if I want to re-upgrade back, I can re-upgrade to a green, take that 30K offer to the gold, take a 50K offer to the platinum, get 80,000 or more points, a year. Just because I use this as a placeholder, I didn't have to reapply for a platinum down the line, and I could pay 55 just to hold that slot there. And then also I won't have to hurt my 524 in the future. Apparently, Joe Barretto said that there was an email that went out that said that this card was being, I guess not discontinued, but you'll no longer be eligible to downgrade the card as of October something, like next month. And I looked into it and I was like, I don't see anything online about this. Apparently, it was just an email saying it's no longer available. I asked the Amex chat, to see what the deal is, and they were like, at this time, there were no changes at all. After confirming with some supervisors, whatever, there's no changes or discontinuations happening with traditional green. But the email was out there apparently. Joe Berto said there was an email, and Mike Newland says there's a thing that the traditional green's going away. So I think that is what makes sense. Like Daily Double says right here, it's not. I could still hold my card, but I guess you could no longer downgrade to it. So I guess my wife said that I should probably put a video together. Everything that like every credit card hack or trick that Anthony has ruined over the years. Because I get blamed for a lot of these things, and I really don't appreciate it. But the fact that that the freaking secret card that Amex doesn't want you to have, this stupid card that I doubt that many people really went out and got it. I mean, if we're being honest, how many people really went out and got it other than me? That card is no longer going to be a thing. Did they really have to do that? Like my one thing that I cared about. Like, where's my traditional green? What'd they do to it, man? What did they do to us? Here it is. My traditional green. What the hell, man? What the hell? It's the worst card in the world. Why would they not allow it? Are they going to like update the production line so this way they can just shell out more mirror platinums and not have to worry about making these old design? I mean, what the heck? But I'm upset. I'm upset that it's going to be going away. So now I don't know what to do. Now I'm like, okay, this is my only Amex card that can be upgraded back to the platinum. But this is going away. And I'm like, now I don't want to. I guess I had it already, so it doesn't really matter if it's active or not. But I liked it as my placeholder. So now I'm like, what do I do? Do I just keep it forever? Or do I finally, upgrade it to the platinum, get my mirror finish, and then do I upgrade to the platinum now, get my mirror finish, maybe scheme a little bit and use a couple credits, and then downgrade before the month is over back to the traditional green before they actually discontinue it? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm a little upset, and who knows what's going to happen with the traditional green. Who knows what's going to happen with the traditional green? I hope it doesn't go away, but Xavier, whoa, 50 spot from Mr. Xavier with the 2 salutes. What the heck? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that, Xavier. What the heck? Wow. Let me just say this. Xavier, I haven't texted you yet, but how was FinCon? Was that good? Did you have a good time there? Were you actually able to, because you didn't mention it to me, so I'm guessing you didn't actually go to the event and do what we said. Use my name to get in and all those different things. I would love to hear your experience though, if you did go and if you were able to say you were me and you were able to get in or something, because that would have been funny. But thank you, Xavier, for that 50 spot, man. That's super generous. That means a lot. And just thank you, man. Thank you very much. Can't wait to see you in a month for Puerto Rico. That's going to be great. I can't wait. Thank you, man. Freaking thank you. Means a lot. MR, let me see what else we got here. JC, I'll be the contrarian here and prefer the lie flat on the outgoing flight, especially if it's an overnight and red eye. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah, I hear you. Well, how do you mean outgoing? Do you mean outgoing like going there, or do you mean coming back? Because it seems like everyone's saying going they would prefer. But I think coming home, man. I think coming home is the way. Now I haven't done it, but Isaiah, my brother is active military, and I'm helping him build out a setup. Endgame is plat, CSR, four aspires, Delta Reserve. So jealous, but he lets me use a lot of benefits or credits like FHR. So here's my question. So you mentioned like, okay, you mentioned like, his end game. Your brother's active military, meaning he pays no annual fees. So why is the end game not like 10 platinum cards? Yeah, four aspires. Maybe you can get a fifth aspire if they allow you to, go up one more and get a Delta Reserve. And then a CSR. They can waive that. Why not like 10? Why not 10 of everything though? Like why not get 10 golds, 10 greens, 10 platinums? um, yeah, and then obviously four aspires, Delta Reserve. I hear that. For the five, credit card limit. But that's crazy. you know, I'm sure somebody wanted to like join the military just to have these free annual fees. I mean, imagine 10 Hilton Aspire cards and being active military. I mean, that's amazing. That's absolutely insane. Once again, Xavier, thank you, sir. Seriously, seriously means a lot. Emma says they logically will be converting the OG green card to an entirely different product to spice things up, much like the Zinc card years ago. You think so? Oh man, that might be worth keeping the card for if you really think they're going to be doing that. Like if you really think they're going to be just converting it to an entirely different product. I mean, that would be sick. Imagine like I'm the only one who has the traditional green, and then they introduce like someone said earlier, like the cobalt card. Yeah, like MRU actually said it. The cobalt. Like imagine like some secret card. That would be so funny. Albert. So did we decide which one is better? Oh, you still here, Albert? I thought you were surprised to talk about credit cards. I think the platinum. I still think the platinum wins. I think there's some use cases where the reserve can kind of win on like the 2x points boost if you're going through that portal, edit hotels. Maybe you're a StubHub lover, but all in all, I think the platinum in its current form will massively outperform the pretty much every other card in the way of credits and how justifiable it is and just the amount that you get. It's not like obviously it's not the be all end all of everything. Everyone has their own preferences for things, but yeah, I think as far as like sheer dollar number and justifiable nature of the platinum, I would say it's probably the best all around. But before the refresh, I thought the reserve was better. So but yeah, definitely the platinum killed it. Absolutely killed it with that. Definitely killed it. Am I doing, was it or is it able to get points from the Rakuten, the low fee green card? Yeah, so that's actually a good question, Mike. So when you have the traditional green card, $55 annual fee I showed, the reason I also got it was because one, I wanted to shave all the annual fees, so I got rid of my platinum, the gold, I got rid of all of them. Now I have this placeholder, but it also is it's the lowest. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't have a Blue Business Plus. If I had a Blue Business Plus, I wouldn't need this card. And maybe I should apply for the Blue Business Plus. I don't know. But it's the only other card that earns MR points in the current market because all the other ones have been discontinued. So yes, I actually was able to get it to work where on Rakuten I can earn membership award points and it goes right into my traditional green card side, and then I could I transfer that out and stuff like that. So yeah, the trad green is the way I'm able to earn MR currently with the Rakuten, which is so funny actually. Ben Opara, I don't know if I like the mirror finish. I got it anyway. Oh well. Yeah, you have to get it. I mean, it's limited time. It's just like white gold. You have to get it for now. But in typical Amex fashion, realistically, what are they going to do? They're going to say it's limited edition. They're going to take it away for 2 months, and then you're going to reintroduce it back as a standard option. So maybe this time's different because it is mirror finish. It is pretty unique. It might be like it might be a little bit unique, but I would say just get it. And what's funny is you can literally order it. Wait a week, get it in the mail, and then just order the old one again if you want. Why not? That's the only thing. I'm just like, man, should I upgrade my trad green to get the mirror finish and then just re-downgrade back to the trad green before everything changes? I might do it. Who knows? I might be that crazy. What do I care? Melting cheese, best medium tier travel card. Ah, man, that's so. I mean, that's pretty loaded to be honest. I mean, if I'm scouring my mind through all of the airline and hotel cards, I don't know. I guess it's tough to beat the Hilton Surpass with the amount of potential value you can get out of that card. Um, at least for me personally, what's funny actually with the Surpass, people complain about that $50 Hilton credit because now you can no longer use Hilton. I mean, I use it towards gift cards, but you'd be surprised how often you just actually organically use the credit. So like when I was in Greece, I didn't even realize it, but the new month changed. And when I was at an SLH property in Paros, some of the charges that were sent to the room were put on my Surpass, and I got my $50 credit back, and I didn't even realize it. On this Italy trip, it happened again when I was at the forget exactly where. It might have been an SLH, might have been Hilton Lake Como. Can't really remember, but I do know I used my Surpass for check-in, and I had some charges again on the card. I looked at my statement the other day, and bam, I got my $50 credit. I was like, what did I don't even remember spending, and it just happened. So I'm like easily using that $50 credit. It's 200 per year, and Hilton Gold just from the Surpass has been freaking a game changer. It's been a game changer. Like, I mean, I've had Hilton Gold for like 6 years now, but I mean, the fact that I have Hilton Gold with just the Surpass, not a platinum or anything like that, was amazing because um, at these certain properties, like when we were at the Palm Suite, oh, here. Let me put you onto this. This was pretty cool. Um, ba, 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 ba. The Palm Suite, which was very sweet. Um, it is an SLH property, so you can book it with Hilton points, and it's in Rome. This is the one I was talking about earlier. They probably have. So here's, let me see, which one is my room? This kind of looks like the room I was in. This is a little nicer though. We had a room that looked like this, very eclectic. Here is the actual view from the hotel. Like you walk out of these gates and there's the Coliseum. If you look at my last video, I was filming outside the Coliseum. It's like literally right here. So this is a great property, 100,000 Hilton Honors points per night. It's probably about $1,000 a night hotel, something like that. So pretty cool, good value, very eclectic, interesting decor in the hotel. But the sick thing is obviously it's a small hotel, great location, quiet place. It's actually there's two parts to it. So it's actually the sister property to the Palazzo Manfredi, which I talked about for many years. I didn't end up staying there, but it's this one that has rooms that overlook the Coliseum. It's like a 5-minute walk from the Palm Suite. But the cool thing is when you book the Palm Suite, you actually get a super discounted rate for breakfast at the breakfast overlooking the Coliseum. It's like $20 per person, just because you're staying as a guest at the Palm Suite. On top of that, if you have Hilton Gold at this property and actually most SLHs, you get the complimentary breakfast, which is usually like $40 or something like that. It's usually pretty expensive. You get it for free completely just because you're a Hilton Gold member. And we ordered that breakfast. I wish, man, let me see if there's a picture of somebody. I wish I could show you a picture on my phone, but I'm using it to film of the breakfast you get. Actually, here, this is pretty much the breakfast. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this guy actually does a good review. So that's the Palm Suite. This is a different side. That's not actually where it is. Vibe and atmosphere. Yeah, very interesting look. Yeah, here's a gate. You actually get keys to unlock the gate when you go in, and it's very private, very safe property, very good area. Where's the breakfast? There's the keys. Yeah, I had number 16. We were on the first floor. Interesting decor, great property. Where's the breakfast though? The breakfast was like insane. It came on two platters. They stock your fridge because you're Hilton Gold. They say all of this except for the alcohol is free. All of it's free because of Hilton Gold status. Let's see. Let's see. One thing that surprised me about Italy is that all the rooms have bidets. I thought it was like a Japanese thing, but no, they all have bidets. All hotels in Italy, which is crazy. So here's the breakfast. This guy put it as a 6 out of 10. I would probably put it a little higher than that, but yeah, it had pastries, it had croissants, it had some bread, it had some sorted fruits, cereal, a big thing orange juice. You could order some lattes or some coffee, yogurt. all of these different things. I thought it was insane. Like the amount that they actually gave you. They actually even gave you some like blueberry pie too. Like the amount they gave you for breakfast was insanity. And you can get it every single day of your stay. It's like I said, it's like $45. I forget what it was, but completely for free because of Hilton Gold. So I'm like, there's very few cards that can give you that much value um in just one card. So like the $200 easy to use for me right now, and the gold status, pays dividends time and time again. Um and Oh, damn, we have a Mike Newland 50 spot as well. What the heck? Wait, so you're using, oh, I think you're using some of the emojis. It doesn't really pop up. Maybe, is it popping up on your screen? 50 spot, though. Holy crap, Mike. Thank you, man. Classic Platinum X 1099. Damn it. Xavier, 49.99 versus the 50. You did a penny more because you're spiteful. And you're being a little bit effed up, Mike Nolan, but I like it. I like that you're being a little you're being crazy, but I like it. Mike freaking Newlands and Xavier, what the hell? Thank you so much, man, for that. Especially, towards the latter half. Like it means so much. Uh Especially like first day back after a month, man. It's like just so freaking tired. So thank you so much for that as well. That 50 spot, man. Um, Damn, Mr. 1090. Yeah, I mean, Xavier is always Mr. 1099, but Mike Newland, I don't even know. You're also insane. I don't know if there's a name for that. I think you're Mr. Membership. Like you have gifted probably over 1,000 memberships at this point. I mean, I can't. You know what's funny? When I was in Italy, I checked my email very often. And every now and again, it seemed like, it happened a few times. I would say, oh, you were gifted a membership to Dugras, or you were gifted a membership to Stack Your Points, or I forget, it was one other person. Like, oh, you were gifted a membership. Like, probably Mike. Maybe Xavier, but probably Mike. All about the membership. So, yes, exactly. Mr. Membership. Mr. Membership. So thank you both so much, man. I don't know how many times I could say it, but I have to keep saying it because it really means the world to me. This all of it. So thank you guys. Hopefully, what I'm saying is of value at all. But appreciate you guys really very much. My doing the video from Lake Como was GOAT level. I had to. I was like, I have this great view only once. I'm probably not going back to Lake Como. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably not going back. And that view from the top of the Hilton Lake Como, top tier view, better than the view in Lugano in Switzerland, actually way better. And I was like, let's just do a video up here for the hell of it, why not? And the same thing with my other video with the Coliseum. I was like, man, when else will I be able to film like this in front of the filming from the and from the Coliseum. Oh, look, sorry. Filming in front, I mean, that's like, I'm like, man, I'm gonna look back on this in, large amount of time and be like, that's cool. I'm so glad I did that. That's fun. Very fun. So thank you for that. And in relation, Chad, I'm late. Did I miss the Hilton Como review? How did it treat you? Did you get the tiramisu? So yes. So yes and yeah. So we actually didn't get the tiramisu at the property. I got the tiramisu at uh I actually don't even know the name. It was someplace in the town because you recommended go to Alexander Volta's Piazza, and it was not that far from there. I don't actually know the place, but I was like, you know what? Let's get the tiramisu for Chad. And then we ended up getting tiramisu like multiple times during this trip. It was actually very common that we got that like all the time. So thank you for that tip there because we got it a lot. Hilton Lake Como was great. I actually really like the property. We made the mistake where we walked from the train station San Giovanni Como. I walked from the train station to Hilton Lake Como. It's a 20-minute walk, and with cobblestones, I decided to just carry the two carry-ons like I'm Liver King and just carrying them like this. We were drenched in sweat by the time we got there. They offered us some like champagne and water when we got in, so that was cool. So very good experience there. We actually got upgraded because it was our honeymoon that day to like the family suite. So we had a bit of a balcony, but it was like the courtyard view. It wasn't anything too crazy. The room was big. It was nice. They prepared like they gave us like some desserts for the honeymoon and some wine, so that was very appreciated. But just like yeah, that view from Hilton Lake Como was amazing. For the rooftop pool, yeah, all day long. That's the place. That's the all day long place. And the walkability from that place is great too. Like you walk 5 minutes, you can make it down to the lakeside where there's a couple statues. You walk in the other direction, you can make it to the port, and you can go to the main city square where most of the stuff's happening. Great property, great location. Definitely recommend. If you're gonna be going to Lake Como all day long, do the you know do the Hilton Lake Como. I think so. Chad was right. That was great property. Great freaking property. Um, and like I said, in some ways, I think better than the Lugano one for sure. Not as like as luxurious, but it was good. Oh, and also and also again, gold status came in clutch with the Hilton Surpass. With gold status, we had complimentary buffet style breakfast. I think that was also a paid one. I think it was like $45, something like that, if you wanted access to the buffet. But if you're gold status, you get it for free. I could probably pull up. They actually had one of the most extensive breakfast buffets that I've ever seen. Outside of like in Greece. Let me see. Hilton Lake Como breakfast buffet. Let me see if I can pull this up. Highly recommend. Wait, that's me. Yeah, pretty much looked like this. Let me see here. TripAdvisor. Yeah, it was pretty much this. There was some stuff behind. They had like real honeycomb honey. There was some assorted meats and croissants here. Yeah, some fruits, some yogurt. There's some water you can take with you. There's just like a lot, just a lot of stuff. Great breakfast buffet. Honestly, one of the best that we've been to. Let me see. Is there more? Yeah, I think this. Let me see. Oh yeah, and here's the view from the lake actually from up there. Okay, I don't know. It's kind of lagging. Oh, we're lagging. I think I have too many tabs open. Let me end some of these. Dun. All right, we're back. Yeah, so great property all day long. Loved it. Kirby, $1.12. Wait, what's the significance between 112? Interesting. 112. 112. I have to think about that. What's going to happen on 112, Kirby? What's going on here? Giving me subliminal. What's happening? Kirby gave me some good advice for Italy as well. He, so definitely I appreciated that. He said, I guess I forgot to add words to my super chat, but gotta help replenish the AV travel account. Big ups to my YouTube mentor. Kirby says 112 doesn't mean anything, just not rich enough for 12 or for 2. But why 112? Was that like, did you look in your wallet and it was like $1 and like a dime and 2 cents? You're like, oh, that's the last that I got. Some spare change. No, thank you, Kirby. That really means a lot. Any amount, means a lot, of course. So thank you for that, Kirby. Absolutely. $1.12. Was there anything that was $1.12 when you were out there? No. I think it was a little bit expensive. Everything was kind of more expensive than I expected. No, even water was like $2. So at least listen, you paid for more than half of water. So thank you for that. Gotta give me everything I have. That is funny. That is very funny. Yeah, Kirby, we got to do another video soon. We got to compare experiences. I got to hear about your Caribbean adventures. We got to do that soon. Go subscribe to Kirby again. As I always say on his channel, just type in Kirby G credit cards. It'll come up. Good experience. Kirby, you're actually killing it. I meant to text you. You're like 1,000. Did you get like hold on, let me see actually. Didn't you get like 2,000 views or something? Kirby G credit card. You can tell I type it in a lot. Let me see. Yeah. Kirby 124 subs. Nice. Yeah, I've been out of the loop, man. 710. Wait a second. Wait, 1.1. Am I missing something? I could have swore I saw your channel the other day and I saw it was like, maybe it was like really dead at night, but I thought you had like over 1,000 on one of them. Like, this is good. 710 is great. Yeah, you're actually doing pretty good. I saw your other videos like 1 point. Oh yeah, it might have been this one, 1.1K, and then I think I saw the 700, but I thought I saw multiple of them. Interesting. But either way, killing it, man. Absolutely killing it. Good stuff. Keep going. We gotta have you on again. My Delta Reserve it just hit. Yeah, where is it? Wait a second. Oh, that's wait. Is that the one I was just looking at? Yeah, yeah, the Delta Reserve. Yeah, I guess that's what I saw. I think. Oh, yeah, because I saw 5, then 7, then 1. I was like, oh, he's killing it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And wait, just because. Yeah, okay, cool. 112. He moved it from the couch. Yeah, for sure. The cost of the mini Roman Coliseum was €1, so maybe 112. Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah. Damn, I should have got that. I should have got that little memento or a David. You know, we did see the Statue of David too. We did see that Statue of David. Cool. JM, what do you think about Hilton devaluing points yet again at popular properties? This took place around 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I was out there when it happens. It's so tough to say because they've been doing a lot of devaluations recently. They've been doing a lot, and it's tough to say because I'm still able to find like through these SLH properties like that Palm Suite I just showed you, you're still able to get 1 cent per point on a lot of them. Of course, it didn't hit all properties, but these devaluations always kind of hit in waves. At least once a year we got them, but I still think there's still a lot of value to be had with Hilton. Sure, yeah, some of these properties, these nice ones, they have been sweet spots, and now they're no longer sweet spots. Like that view in Lugano used to be 90K points, now it's 150. So it went from a 1.5 cents per point to 1 cent per point. Not the end of the world. Still sucks. It always stings. I just hate that we're getting to the point that the points to actually redeem some of these stays are getting upwards to like 200 to 250,000 points. I mean, from when I got started in the Hilton program, there were no properties over 120, I think, that were like standard room awards. Of course, premium is always higher, but I don't remember actually seeing any that were like higher than 120, 130. This was like 6 years ago. So now seeing like double that, it's like, damn, that kind of sucks. So yeah, it always stings, it always stings. I just think the SLH is the real saving grace. SLH properties are still, in some cases, really delivering 1 cent per point. But again, what does the cent per point really mean? I don't really know because again, I got amazing cent per point on the Lugano stay, but the Hilton Lake Como, which was less, was way better. It's all about the property. So I think, well, one, yeah, it could make sense to, if it's like 70K points and a $300 a night stay, it might be better off just paying cash for that, just paying $300 for each night. But if it's like 70K points and a 550 a night stay, I would be open to that. And it's like, it's a good place, good location, good property, all day long. It's like all these things look good on paper, but when you actually get to the location, you get to the place, that's when the real opinions start. Like I had a lot of opinions about some of the places that I booked for this day, and I changed a lot of them by the time I got there. And I thought, I could have done better, and I could have done things way differently. So I think the most important thing is just, I don't know, is it a good property, good location? And is it like more than, I would say, the 0.6 or 0.7? Like around there, I'm happy to redeem the points at above 0.7, I would say. Below that, I probably would just pay cash, or find an alternative way like FHR or something like that if it's in the program, for sure. So it always stings, but I don't know. Always going to happen. Hopefully the welcome offers go up, right? Hopefully we get some higher welcome offers. Crypto just got the new platinum, and they're very nice, very nice. Kirby says, I love knickknacks that were obviously made in China, but since I bought an enrollment accounts. Yeah, I think what we found is we'll get magnets. It's the most simple thing. They're cheap, but they always look nice. It's a nice memento, and you don't have to break the bank over it. So, like my wife wanted to get some like authentic leather products from the school. It's like the Scuola di, I forget the actual name, is like Kyoyo, of leather, in Italy. It's a special school connected to one of the museums out there. But then we looked and we were like, oh, look at this very nice belt here. And it was like $500. And there was like one other thing, like a bag, and it was like $1,000. Like, this is not worth it. What the hell? She has some brands out here that leather and just get it for like 10x less. So it's insane. It's insane pricing for certain things. So I think a magnet, put it on the fridge, memento. I think that's good. MR says 112 is their version of 911 in Europe and lots of the world. Okay. MR, Mr. ENTP always has the good eclectic knowledge of around the world. Love it. Maybe it's so funny. What did I miss? I feel like I missed something. Oh, Mike, and you still don't have YouTube Premium. I know. I know. What do you want from me, man? I just don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for the YouTube Premium. And I understand you sent super chats, you and Ian sent super chats for this very purpose, but I'm not sold on it. I'm just not sold on it. I don't mind the ads. Look, we watched an ad together. It wasn't that bad. We watched my video, an ad came up. I was like, cool. What am I gonna do? I skip it and then we're good. But I don't know. Maybe one day, man. I don't know. Lonnie, hey V, hey everyone. What's going on, Lonnie? What's popping, man? I just realized, Lonnie, did I? Yeah, I got back to you, right? Yeah, I got back to you. Yeah. What's going on, Lonnie? Dem, I guess more coupon erases the coupon fatigue. I know, isn't it so funny? There's so much coupon fatigue, but then we got more coupons. You're like, oh, this is actually pretty good. So yeah, that's why I'm staying firm in my decision of not having these high annual fee premium cards for now. I think a couple of years from now when the welcome offers dry out, but for right now, I'm just still not worried about the couponization, even though I agree, super justifiable. I hear that. Hopefully they don't devalue the timeshare meetings legit. Like, I have 2 more to do. I have like over 200,000 Hilton points to earn through some timeshares. Like, they can't be devaluing me. Come on. Not now. Not now while I'm cooking. Kirby, time for more timeshares. Legit. Just like, screw it. Just get more timeshares. And, and that's why I like the Surpass too. That $50 hotel credit codes towards those vacation packages. So, hey, it all works out. VG, you would think them devaluing points, people with high banks would be flooding their program with stays. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder. I wonder how many truly are funneling points through there. I know I am. Honestly, every Amex point I've gotten in the last couple of years has all gone to Hilton, which is kind of crazy to think about. But, Steel City Travels. I thought I recognized where you were. I'll stick to my City Strata Elite and my free Poor Man's Capital One Duo. I love it. The Poor Man Duo, baby. That's the way to say it. I love it. Poor Man Capital One Duo. Yeah, man. The Venture at 95 and the Saver at 0. Poor Man's Capital One Duo works. Why would you need a Venture X? Why would you need it? I hate ads so much. Yeah, I know. Everybody hates ads. I hear you. Everybody hates them, but I don't really mind them, at least for now. Maybe my time is not worth that much. Maybe that's why. Maybe if my time was worth more now, I would care more about ads. Gimme. I personally think I'm doing the CSR plus Plat combo now. Yeah, I mean, look, let's put it all together, right? Let's put it all together. If we're really being honest, if we could put it all together, what do we really get between if we have a combo of the reserve? And I'll do it in real time. Let's see what we got. Reserve $795, platinum. There's nothing like it. $895. So let's see. So that's $1,700 minus 10. So was that $1,690 in annual fees? So let's call it $1,700 annual fees. How can we make these work in conjunction to one another? Now, fortunately, and sometimes unfortunately, the hotels that are in FHR can overlap with the hotels that are in the edit credit or in the edit collection. Hopefully you're at a property that does overlap. Like, I wish I could bring both of them up, but I really can't. But hopefully there's a property you're trying to go to that overlaps, and like you can book an edit stay, 2-night minimum, get you $250, and then book a third night with your FHR credit. So this essentially means that in one hotel stay, call it, I don't know, let's be realistic. Let's say we're going to be booking maybe a $400 a night hotel. Okay, let's say 3 nights, taxes and fees, we're paying $1,300 out of pocket. So $1,300 out of pocket, we're going to be getting back $300 FHR, $250 edit credit. So that's $550 back. How much? So that means we have $650 in money that we spent out of pocket after the credits that came off. But what we get back with that is we're going to get $100 experience credit on the edit. We'll get 100 back on the FHR. That's $200. So we're bringing that 650 stay down to 450 because, of course, you have to be somebody that wants to spend your time at the hotel, eat the restaurant food, something I love doing. So I would have no problem valuing that. Your breakfast at that particular property is probably going to give you $60 to $70. Let's say 60. That's an extra 120. You're bringing the stay down to maybe 330 out of pocket. Of course, this is all crazy math, and people are going to argue with it, but so I guess at the end of the day, if you're able to combine these two cards, you maybe can get 3 nights in a really high level hotel. If it's 400 a night, maybe call it 500 a night. I don't really know. You can get some credits back for the stay, have a really enjoyable vacation. You didn't have to worry about food for honestly probably a couple days. Breakfast you never had to worry about because it's $60 or $70 per day. So actually that would be like $180. And you're paying. So after all that, if you take that math at face value and you're not saying like, oh, I prepaid for this because of the annual fee, maybe you spent $500 out of pocket for a 3 night stay in a really nice hotel. Are you overpaying? In some cases, yes, of course, but did you also get a great vacation out of it? Some of my favorite stays of all time all happen to be FHR properties and or MasterCard properties. So these same ones. So I think it's highly worth it to pay, a little bit extra premium, but to get a more enjoyable stay. I think I love that for that. But how else can we work in conjunction? I mean, if you're lucky enough to find, a location that you're traveling domestically, right? Because it's all the U.S., 10,000 U.S. restaurants. If you can use the Resi credit, get $100. Like maybe you don't eat at the hotel the second night because you don't get the $100 experience credit. Okay, you go out, go get dinner, $100, get your steak or whatever. Resi credit comes in. And maybe you do an additional fourth stay for some reason, whatever. I don't really know what you're doing, but hopefully you're in an area that you can use the dining credit. Yeah, it seems like gymnastics, but it's really not. When you're in a location, you just know what you have available to you and you just use it. It's nothing too crazy. So I mean, I could see a world where all these come together. I could see, going to a destination like, when we go to Charlotte to do some shows, okay, cool. Use your StubHub credit, get nice entertainment, comedy show, get your concert done. Maybe with your Uber cash and your Lyft cash, maybe take an Uber to the venue and back, or to the restaurant and back. Like there's ways to make this be, a setup where everything's kind of covered. Your entire travel itinerary is covered. So I think there's ways to kind of double dip it. Is some cases like going through hoops in some ways. I don't know. I think people like to say it's going through hoops, but if you really think about it, like how much are you really managing? Like when I had my platinum, I never had to think about it really. It was just like, okay, I know I have one $200 credit to use every single year. Okay, am I going to be traveling the next year? Where am I going? Does it have an FHR property? Okay, cool, just book it if it makes sense. If I have multiple of these cards, then I'll just do multiple of that. And I'll do research prior to like, is there a Resi restaurant there? Is there a Sapphire reserve table there? Okay, cool. Now this works even better. So it's like, I don't think it's that much. I mean, you're researching your itinerary anyway. It's just a couple more, Google searches, honestly. So I don't think it's a big deal. And Gibby says, I didn't even think about using the credit at the same hotel. Big brain idea. Yeah, man, double dip it. Double dip and have a more enjoyable stay. If you can get 3 nights with those, just those 2 credits all day long. All day long. It's just not every property will overlap. You'll have some properties in one program and not in the other. So you just gotta research it and just have both tabs open. Be like, okay, here, and then see, because most of the time any of those properties are gonna be nice. It's just like which one overlaps, or maybe if one's like down the block, you could easily pack up, go to the next one, whatever. But that, that's if you want to do that. That's if you're trying to do that. Kajona. Double dipped on the Sapphire bonus with me and my player 2, got 75. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do that like ASAP. Like ASAP, no Rocky, as my friend Daniel Spark says. I need to legit do that very soon. 37.5 per. I forget what the actual direct deposit amount is, but yeah, got to do that all day. Yeah, I need that. VG went to a Hilton timeshare, said I was seriously considering retiring to Thailand and wasn't interested in buying the timeshare. I was out of there in 70 minutes. That's funny. That's funny, VG. That's the way to do it. Just say you're trying to go to Thailand. You're trying to settle down with a nice guy or girl, maybe both, depending on what you're trying to find. and that's it. And then they say, "Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, here's your points. All right, I'll see you later." And that's maybe I'll do that next time. Maybe I'll just make up some stuff. Maybe I'll just say I'm moving to, like, I don't know, Zimbabwe or something. That's where I'm going. And there's no timeshares in Zimbabwe, right? And just be real aggressive with it. Like, is there really one there? Although you'd be surprised, there are Hilton timeshare properties like all around the globe. Like, you'd be surprised, like, they're everywhere. So you really have to make sure. I think they actually have ones in, like, Madagascar too. So you got to be careful. You can't be smart with it. And then they have, like, oh no, actually we do. And then you're like, well, now I'm effed. What am I going to do? Isaiah says, Anthony, how often do 75 to 100K timeshares come up? Where are your favorite locations? I would say once a year you'll see, like, a guaranteed 75K to 100K. Um, I would say, I mean, I've only so far done the two properties, and I have ones booked for the same property actually, and then one for one I haven't gone to yet. So it's going to be Orlando, Hilton Head twice, and then Vegas once. Um, I thought the Vegas property was very nice. There's a few of them. The one on, it's like 1650 Las Vegas Boulevard. I thought that was a good one because it was like easy, quick, cheap taxi ride down to the Strip, but in a quiet area, in a safe area, not that far from Circus. And which, I mean, Circus is not great, great, but it's right. It's over there though. But it's a good location, good property. But yeah, I would say once a year. And then I really love the Hilton Head one, man. The Hilton Head was great. I mean, yeah, I mean, they put you in a Hampton Inn most of the time. There could be other properties, but usually Hampton Inn. Very quiet. It's, you think about the old days when when me and my wife were just traveling for the first time and we're staying in those properties. Like, it's fun. And then you go to the timeshare presentation. It was a good time. So I would definitely say that. Orlando seems like it's going to be a good one. I just think the agents are a little bit more pushy out there. That's like their hub. So they're crazy. But yeah, I mean, for the ones I've done so far, Vegas and Hilton Head, was good. Joe Barretto went to one in Times Square. I think that was a good property. So that one's also pretty good. So yeah, definitely. Isaac, thoughts on using the Amex Platinum as a single setup, considering if you have positive value over the credits and don't care about multipliers? I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's actually what most people probably should do. Like, if you're not going to be running and gunning and getting a million different credit cards, if you're not going to try to bounce between a million ecosystems, then yeah, I think it does make sense to just have one card to cover everything. Like, if you're gonna, like, if you really think about it, instead of getting like how I'm doing it, I'm getting a million little welcome offer cards to, get some points and whatnot, and or just because it's based on my goals, or I was able to swindle some authorized users to get some lounge access. Like, if you're not into doing any of that, or you don't have access to some of those things, yeah, I mean, you can just get a platinum card, cover your dining experiences 4 times a year, cover some of your flights as you build up your United Travel Bank with the $200 airline credit. That's your flights, overtime, cash. FHR is covering some of your fancy hotel stays. Maybe you do a weekend every single year. I mean, that's great because you can, now that you have $600, you can, if it's where are we? We're in September. If I want to do like a nice Christmas vacation or something, it's like a weekend somewhere not far from you. You can book, maybe a Saturday, Sunday, or, Friday, Saturday. Book one now, $300, book it out for that Friday, use that $300 credit. Cool. Then when the next, 6 months goes along, or I guess it wouldn't be this close, but you know what I mean? Next month, next year, when you get another $300 credit, book that same hotel for the second night. Now you have 2 nights, 2 credits, and an enjoyable vacation that you pre-booked in advance, just using those credits. So, and then once you're traveling and out and about, you have access to all of your lounges that you might ever need. And, if you're not going to be getting super amount, like if you're not spending a super amount because you're saying you don't care about multipliers, you're probably maybe flying more domestic economy flights, which means that'll give you access to all the other lounges that you would need that you wouldn't normally get by flying business or what have you. So yeah, I think that's perfectly understandable. I think that's the way, if you're going to be like that. Just to let you guys know, I do have to pick up my wife. I'm going to be leaving in the next maybe 5 minutes, I would say. So, if there's any last second things, let me know. Staying at Bangkok in December, I booked 2 nights and got a third night free, $200 out of pocket. I got the new credit and stacked it for another 3 nights for $100. Very nice. That's when you can really, yeah, that's what, so I didn't even mention that. So that's when you could really play the game. Like if you, like we're always talking about in these aspirational travels abroad and or domestically, some aspirational places, most of the FHR properties are expensive, but there are some properties like that in Bangkok and some other countries that do they are very cheap. Yeah, and you can get like third night free. Like FHR does offer third night free. Actually a lot of these programs offer like third and fourth night free. You just may not realize. So if you can get, yeah, I mean a property that's, I guess in this case maybe it was like he spent, I guess it was like it was like 250 a night, I'm guessing, because you spent 250, that's 500, third night free, you got 300 back, so probably around 200 out of pocket. You can get like 3 nights in this case out of one $300 hotel credit, and then he paid 200 out of pocket. So you get daily breakfast, $70 per day, $60 per day. The one experience credit, that's great. That's money. You know, that's money all day. I love it. I wish I had a player two to double dip. Ant, come on, Ant. Do we have to do the credit card connection game show where we can get you connected to all the points of miles ladies out in the world? I've always wanted to do it. Maybe we have to do it. You never know. But hell yeah, we could do it. Jorge, Anthony, do you see Capital One launching a Saver One type card with annual fee and better multipliers to complement the Venture X? The actual Saver One has some overlapping. No, I don't think so. I might have been out of the loop. Let's see. Capital One Saver. I mean, is this like the Saver X they were talking about? What happens? Where? I don't really see anything about it. I can't really find it online, but I did hear about that, but I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that. But that's interesting. What are the multipliers, Jorge? What's the deal? Is it like 4x groceries and stuff? What's the deal? The Bangkok Conrad. I actually have seen that property. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's decently cheap for a Conrad. And then what about the Hilton timeshare in Tennessee? I have. Oh, I'm not sure. Calby has done some timeshares in Tennessee, not Hilton yet, but he has done some out there. I think he found it to be an okay experience. Depends where in Tennessee. Where are you going? Is it like Nashville? Xiaoqing, now Amex Platinum card win. Now the Amex Platinum card wins. Absolutely. Absolutely. 最重的. Absolutely. Or I should say, 最穷的. Yeah, yeah. Most strong. The most strong platinum. Xiao. Yeah, Amex Platinum card 你最爱的信用卡? Let me know. What's the points? Just ordered a player two, a t-shirt from Lululemon. Oh my goodness. That's great. Yeah, man. I think that's good. There's gonna be a lot of player twos getting dressed up in Lululemon. You know what's funny? I actually saw on Reddit somebody on like Wall Street Bets probably. They were like, the easiest move ever is to buy calls or buy some stock in Lululemon right now before the next quarterly earnings. Because now that everyone has a platinum card, everyone's going to be using their credit and boosting up the sales, 75, 150, whenever the next quarter hits. They're going to be spending all their Lululemon from the platinum card on there. Their sales are going to look a little bit better than average just based on however many X of platinum card holders there are in the world. I wonder how much it actually will. You know what? I might do it. Just to make a video on it. I might, like, if it pays off, I might buy like some cheap calls on Lululemon when market opens on Monday. Just because, yeah, we are platinum holders. We kind of know, the deal with that. Maybe above your average consumer who's getting into Lululemon. But I really wonder how many platinums in the world could there be with people using 75 credit to really boost their sales? Is it enough? Maybe I'll test it. I'll do and we'll do the video next month, whenever the next quarter hits. Let's see. When does the next quarter hit for Lululemon? Lululemon quarterly earnings. When's the next one? When's the next one? Why you don't show me? June 5th. So that's when they beat, or no, 919. Wait, did this just happen yesterday? When did they? 2 weeks ago. Next quarter. Oh, this is just 2 weeks ago. Okay. Huh. I don't know why I can't easily see this. Yeah, usually in the. Where is it? Oh, September 4th. Okay. So it's September 4th. So our next one's going to be around January. Yeah, that would be interesting. And especially since it seems like we had, yeah, it drops more than 12%. Wait, hold up. Lululemon. How much did it drop? Could this be like the play of the century right now? If we, let's see, in the last, let's see, how much has it recovered in the last? So we're down 14% based on some, what'd they say? Slower China growth. I don't know how many people are in the platinum in China, but yeah, imagine, think about it, 3 months from now, all these people from this point on, from this point on, everyone has got a platinum, throwing their, buying their spouses some leggings and joggers, $75. And then when, January comes around, hit the next quarterly earnings, you never know. Maybe it'll be an easy play. That would be so funny. That would really be hilarious. Try to stack through the JetBlue portal. Looks like you need to register your card. Interesting. Flynet. That's actually the name of the Wi-Fi service on Lufthansa. Interesting. I don't know if that's like a typical one, but I just know that's the first time I saw it. I just recently this year picked up several business cards and only 2 personal. My question is, even though my credit was hit with the business cards, how come they're not giving me an increase to my credit score after several months of utilization? So I'm assuming you're not getting the few business cards that really report to your personal, but yeah, even though they do authenticate you by pulling your personal credit, everything that goes on those business cards, like utilization and the spend that you put on it, and even the balances that you report on it, do not get reported to your personal credit. For the majority of cards, the only ones that do report is like the VentureX business, I believe, and like the Capital One Spark miles, and like the Discover business. Those ones do report, but every other one, like if you have a Chase business, they don't report to your personal credit. So like I mentioned, like I had $5,000 on my ink card because I was hitting the bonus when I bought this house, and obviously debt accrued will count against you in your buying power when you're buying a home. But since I accrued all of that debt on the business card, it never actually showed up on their credit report on their side, which thus helped my buying power. Didn't really matter anyway, but it's just an interesting little side note that it's virtually invisible. The debt that you accrue on there. So yeah, that's why it's not going to really affect your credit other than the hard pull from applying for it. Emma says, I would imagine the majority of platinum holders that live in the cities already shop at Lululemon normally. I've been buying stuff from them regularly for at least 10 years. Yeah, that's what I would imagine, right? I would imagine, I mean, what's the percentage of platinum holders who will go out of their way, like they did with Saks, to go to a Lululemon to spend money, who don't already shop there? I wonder. Remember, use your Resi Lulu code by the end of the month. Yes, use them for sure. MR. They have plenty of men's things, especially trousers. Oh, I love my trousers and zipperless pants. Wait, so how much money can Lulu make from having this deal, or is it costing Amex a lot of money? MR says, I doubt Lululemon is making any extra money. It just solidifies the platinum as a true lifestyle card for the cities, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think, there's always a push and pull to all these different things, but, how much can Lululemon make from this deal? I don't know. Who knows? I don't really know how that works on the back end, to be honest, with like how much do they get for a partnership, or is it just exposure? Do they pay Amex? Like, are they paying for that advertisement, or are they paying for the partnership? Who really knows? Qualk, Amex refresh is like a father slap his son Chase for trying hard to compete, but is reminded Daddy runs the show. Daddy's always going to be a little stronger. Absolutely agreed, Qualk. Absolutely agreed. And with that, I will say, and I have to bid you guys an adieu. I do have to pick up my wife from work, but this was fun. 2 hours, 18 minutes of talking a little bit about the platinum and the reserve, and a lot about Italy. So I might have to update the pin comment to reflect that. But thank you all for being here, man. We had over 120 something people for the first day back in a month. Means a lot. Let me know if you think I should do a full. If the Italy video is just enough, just like do a full gestalt of the experience just so people can learn from it, or if a live is in order. Probably not. I don't know. What do you guys think? But I thank you all for just being here for all of it. MR, Crypto, Quack, VG, Chad, Mike, Flynet, um, Shouts, IGN, VG, Anthony Jones, Jorge, everybody. And then the super chats from Xavier, Insanity, Absolute Insanity, Mike Newland as well. Absolute Insanity. Thank you. Thank you guys. And Kirby with the couch change. I'm just kidding. But no, thank you all absolutely for being here, for the super chats, and for absolutely everything. So thank you all. And yeah, have fun, enjoy, be safe, and just keep traveling. Have a good time. Keep doing it. All right. I'll be back soon enough. We'll see what happens, but we'll just keep having fun. All right. Take care, you guys. Enjoy.